good to go. We're live. Buenas noches. What's going on, everybody? So, we have one mic, so we're going to have to do this the hard way. You're going to have to pretend I'm Walter Cronkite. And if you don't want to pretend, you could just continue listening and watching either way, because we're glad you're here. All right, ladies and jerks? Buenas noches. Monoxis is over. Mia, check this out.
Oh well. I'm just playing with stream settings while we figure this kind of shit out. What was Parzival and Monthas, I believe, were the two files we got. So thanks, guys.
Thank you for doing your part. Checking in from the Wendy's drive-thru. Man, we're broadcasting from behind We're broadcasting from behind the alley of a Pizza Hut and Taco Bell combination place out in Queens, Deep Space Queens, where you have to take the train to the very last stop and then the bus to get to the beach. That's where we're broadcasting from. Oh, we could even, yes, I could now see chat quite loud and clear. Talking to the mic, hombre. Estoy hablando en ese micrófono. Yo me espero que es posible por ustedes escucharme en una manera con claridad. Repuéstame, por favor, cuando tiene esa oportunidad. Gracias por tu consideración. So, for lack of a better term, this is a words mean things stream. We'll get to that if and when Thomas asks the $63,000 question. Biblioteca. Montes Burwas is now in the house. Gracias. Gracias por tu presencia aquí hoy noche. It is a little weird to hear my voice echoey out over yonder, broadcasting in from the headphones. Is there an effect or an echo? Oh, it's just long distance refraction of my god-awful voice. Joke's on me, I've got a face for radio. All right, so first you got to ask that question, Thomas T., who may or may not be avenging the injustices done against the people of Ohio, one car bomb at a time. You're going to have to ask that question so we can answer it proper, because I'm not getting into lore that took place behind the scenes. Dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. And if you don't, I'm just going to start reading Cormac McCarthy from beginning until end. So it's really up to you, T. What about the conversations you have made you want to film? So this is an excellent question, and I'm going to let the maestro of this stream answer that, all right?
Well, I think the best way to put it, because we did, we'll get to that in a second, I guess. You shouldn't drink absinthe for stretching. I don't know where you got that from, or just, I mean, do. I don't really think it's that, whatever. So like we did another sort of similar project to this a while back, and that all kind of fizzled out. But at the end of the day, I think it came down to like you and I, Haynes, both think that it's like, all right, there's a lot of people who aren't funny and don't talk about cool shit. They're just like kind of fucking lame. And sometimes when we hang out, we're like, nah, you talk about cool shit and you're, kind of fun to chit chat with. So we're like, all right, whatever. No harm in putting that kind of thing to film and then putting it on the internet.
To build onto this, I would like to point out, Montes Burwa had a bit on Ghost Jail Episode 2, all right? And one of the points he made is making something of yourself along the lines of being someone who people want around. And that's an excellent point, because on one hand, Monoxis is funnier than 97% of people on Twitter, all right? Like, every time I hang out with him, he gives me food for thought and he makes me laugh my ass off. Sometimes I lose my shit and I have to find it in the county next over. Sometimes if I'm lucky, it's like one of those weird, like Ridgewood, Queens, Brooklyn anomalous areas, so I don't have to go exactly to another borough. I could just I could wallow in the 718 as is. It's so good.
Well, yeah, I think like, what was it? Yeah, there are funny people on Twitter, dude. Like, if you're one of the people that are following us and hanging out with us on Twitter, like, bam.
Mystic Shorts, what's going on? Mystic Shorts streams on D-Live.
But like, what was it? You had said this because we started putting videos up, and you were like, "This is the kind of shit you want to find and watch on YouTube, but you can't."
Right.
And like, there's something to say about that too. Like, there are people who they hang out and they watch the videos and they enjoy them, and this isn't like a get rich kind of situation. Oh God, God, water. Ah. But yeah, so like, it's just
Sour Scroat 97.
yeah, it's going on Sour Scroat, sick name. But yeah, I don't know. It's something fun that we both get to enjoy, and other people enjoy it. And if it ever does anything for us, then great. If not, we both have day jobs, and we could hang out and bullshit to no one, or we can hang out and film it, and other people can see it. There's no coffee in there, right?
No, there isn't. And rather than just like speak into the fucking void and into the fucking wall, instead we might as well just have it in something resembling record. And on top of that, not to dislocate my shoulder, patting myself on the back, but my man's died. Man, my man's died and comes back from the dead. He puts Jesus to shame and all of the myths that is propagated from Jesus, like Jesus Light, Atkins Jesus, all the zombie Jesus jokes that were made from early to mid 2000s. Seriously, all of it had died and come back because there's nothing new under the sun. The only things that evolve are ideas and debt at this point. That's neither here nor there. But to build on what he was saying, because they don't want to speak on his behalf, but there's enough. But hey, John the Baptist is a better fucking awesome. No, listen, because like before Jesus showed up, John the Baptist was like River Jordan NBA Jam dunking people, and then Jesus showed up, and John the Baptist was like he dunked them, and then he went from level 99 to level question mark, and that it's kind of like how in Friday the 13th 6, that's when Jesus. Yes, that's when Voorhees becomes like supernatural, unstoppable murder machine instead of just regular, kind of mortal murder machine. 7. Yes. So 6. Listen, John the Baptist. Listen, it's not just Hot Wheels. It's John the Baptist paving the way. So he dunks Jesus into the River Jordan. He becomes level 99 from level 99 to level question mark. Kind of like how Jason goes from semi-mortal killing machine to supernatural killing machine, and then that's when like the Jesus series really takes off, and like the water into wine stuff happens. That's the part where it gets really twisted because people are like, oh, Jesus hung out with sex workers, and like, no, he just hung out with the fucking downtrodden lepers and homeless people, and among them were prostitutes. Like, people are really twisting Jesus for their own nefarious, like, and it's because you expect that from like right-wing leaning people to condemn things that they do behind closed doors. You expect that from them, but then the left end up twisting the words of Jesus more than anyone else, because no one ever wants to talk about like flipping the tables and chasing the merchants with the whip and the moneylenders in the temple Jesus. Like, no one ever wants to talk about I don't bring peace, I bring a sword, and if you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and get a fucking sword. No one wants to talk about that kind of Jesus. It's always turned the other cheek. And the meek won't inherit the earth. Like, you've heard it here first. Like, if history has taught us anything, is that the meek don't inherit shit. They just get bulldozed and pulverized, and they turn into the skulls that like the fucking tank tread machines in Terminator and Terminator 2 pave over when it's got like a flash forward into the John Connor fighting Skynet future. That's what happens to the fucking meek. Buck Jesus, man, Buck Jesus hangs out with Black Jesus, who's not on good terms with El Salvadorian Jesus, who in turn is on great terms with Mexicano Jesus. It's a whole. We don't. We don't. I mean, like, you weren't there. I wasn't there. Although the only thing we can infer in regards to the Bible is that the oldest living copy of the Bible is in ancient Greek, and that was translated from Aramaic, which was the language that they spoke during Jesus' time. So in the very original Bible, the oldest living copy that we have, the number of the beast is 616. It's not 666 as we know it today. You could look this up. I'm not just talking out of my rear end. You could look up on your favorite search engine, because there's more than just Google gay. You know? Actually, I have taken a time-lapse trip to see the Bible be written. Oh, then you like man, that must have had like the best fucking like montage music of all time.
Anyway, so don't get this man started on his religious stories. He can do this all day.
Just real quickly though, because there's enough overlap in terms of shared values because common goals outweigh common interests once two or more anyone is involved in anything. So essentially, we're making videos I wish I could see on some other YouTube channel and can't. Therefore, instead of going I won't or I don't, it's I will. I can and I will. That's why.
With that being said, as well, something that just in general, because like the idea of us sitting here and just kind of talking, because like we did like 2 streams already where it was like, yeah, we're gonna fuck around and play Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup and like Hotline Miami, and I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of that. Like Haynes has talked about. Hold on.
Now hang on. Okay, listen, Professor Thomas, regardless if you have tenure or not, you hang on. Professor Thomas chimes in going, would you believe me if I said I committed trespassing and vandalism by building a hideout with the center relic of the area being a black Jesus Christmas decoration with my friends in high school? I would totally believe that. I've heard stories about Professor Thomas you wouldn't believe. He's done things that could get you kicked out of Thailand. You have no idea, bro.
But yeah, so like, fuck was I saying? Haynes had mentioned, and like, feel free to chime in on this one. Haynes wants to sit down and just read a book to people on stream, and I'm fucking super cool with that. I think that sounds like a really cool idea. It's, I don't know if it's gonna be Twitch's fucking biggest stream of all time, because Twitch is kind of nonsensical. But like,
it's something I'm very interested in doing. I mean, listen, like I'm gonna put you all through fucking No Country for Old Men, whether you like it or not, and probably Blood Meridian, because you know what? It's like when people suffer, when people suffer, I wish. When people suffer, one of two things happens. All right, people either go, I suffered this way, nobody should have to suffer this way, or like victims of child abuse, like I suffered this way, everyone has to suffer this way. So like an inverse of that, it's like, wow, I gained and grew and learned from this fucking piece of text. Everyone is going to grow and learn and yearn for this piece of text. Hey, Bill the Cat 666. Bienvenidos.
what's going on, Bill? And yeah, Blood Meridian is fucking amazing. It's probably, I only read Blood Meridian because this man put me onto it, and it was the first book I walked away from being like, wow, there were no fucking protagonists. Everyone on that book is a monster. Like, it's pretty solid. But yeah, so like this kind of setup, which I think we're gonna probably do this Saturdays, just like hang out, chit chat. You know what I mean?
No, more or less, if you take away the cameras and the microphone, it's basically what Monoxus and I have been doing for Saturdays for God knows how long.
Yeah. And like, kind of the reason for even doing this right now was I had said, because we were talking about getting into streaming, and I kind of wanted, like, yeah, dude, fucking sick, right? My boy got that for me. That Cthulhu shit's dope. It used to be a whole bunch of like band nonsense, but I was like, nah, Cthulhu just wins that out. Let's do the live sets of Radio KBK.
Real quickly, all right. Bill the Cat 666 was here for our very first test stream, and he helped us out with the audio. So just shout outs to Bill the Cat 666, and I'm glad that he's here, because let me tell you about the other fucking Bill the Cats out there in the timeline. All right.
All right. I am pretty chill with the bikini stream. I don't know if you're gonna enjoy that though. So I don't know. Maybe we could set a follower or subscription goal, and they can get me in a bikini.
Okay, we're gonna have to have like a tie-in with radio. We're gonna have a tie-in with Radio KBK to get Montes in the bikini. Montes, you got to make it happen. All right, you got to.
Thanks, Sol. We both work out. That keeps it, in check.
Arsol 88. Listen, Arsol 88. If we're lucky, we're gonna get one gentlemanly game of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup before this is all over. All right, because you're here and you earned it. Listen, Arsol 88 is a reminder of that World War I monument, because a man hath no greater love than laying down his life for his friends, because this guy has taken 8 fucking grenades to the chest and he's still standing. I don't know what you were doing in World War I, even though in your timeline you fight for the Korean War. Oh shit, I don't. I've only read All the Pretty Horses, Blood Meridian, and No Country for Old Men. Was that Cities on the Plain? It might be. Ooh, Bill the Cat coming in with the answer. This guy's fucking unbeatable in Jeopardy.
Well, thanks, Bill, because now I'm going to add cities on the plane to my book list that I'll never get through. So I appreciate that.
Oh, and shout outs to Whisper. That was good shit last night. Oh, it was delightful last night. Thank you for being there. That was just, a gentlemanly game of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Listen, Montes, you're gonna have to get this radio ordeal going. You know why? Because everything is making a comeback. Even radio is gonna make a comeback, and you got to be on the cutting edge of that. All right.
Yeah. Also, on top of that, we could always use music to play because Twitch is really fucked up with playing anything, from what I understand, unless it's like I don't know, like there's like a monster cat you can pay to get music or whatever.
Whisper. Whisper is all. I have now used all of my data. Thank you very much. You're welcome very much, and thank you for spending it on us. Wow.
I'm surprised data plans still exist, but I guess I'm just I'm spoiled from like unlimited bullshit over here.
Well, you see, he lives out in Ohio, possibly in the demi-plane of salt. There are 18 time zones in Ohio. There's one for Middle Management Elysium. There's one for East Cleveland. There's one for Cincinnati. Cleveland is actually ran by Cleveland Brown fans. All right, so like Cleveland is actually ran by Cleveland Brown fans that hold the city hostage, in the same way Boston is ran by Celtic fans that hold the city hostage. All right. You win this round, Professor Thomas. Professor Thomas sings the Americana song and doesn't lose sight of where he came from, even though he became a traveling tenured MacArthur Arthur Fellowship.
For you boys down in Ohio, this is some weird shit I've noticed over in like Manhattan anyway. We have these stupid fucking like charging stations set up so people can charge their phones and all that kind of nonsense. But they're basically just little now homeless like shelter kind of situations. Because it's like, all right, I'm homeless, but I have a phone, and look, this thing has like Wi-Fi and it's a charging station. Do you have shit like that over there? Because it blows my mind that that's even a thing. Just let me know eventually if you've ever seen anything like that, because that shit's crazy.
You can get back to this, and please, we would very much like to know. Do they have it in Ohio as we do? Because eventually. Ah, okay. Oh shit! Arsel's coming in from the other side of the pond. Oh man. Yo, Digital Hobos is the best name someone isn't using right now. A real hero human being. I see that shit in airports everywhere. What's going on, dude? That is an excellent name. Oh, dude. All right. We've only made one. We've been sitting on a lot of footage of like industrial accidents in China. Like we set a video of a guy. All right. So first of all, there's a street, and then it collapses on itself, and then a guy in a scooter just ever so slowly drives into it, and it's set to real human being. And we were like, you know what? We have to set industrial accidents in China to that song. It's been long overdue. Oh man! In Columbus, they have for real. They have camps, but I've not seen charging stations. Now, hang on. Goro187 says your sound is really low. Can we change that? Well, we have another mic, but it blew up in the same way right before our very first test stream. The headset blew up, and technology continues to conspire against us before we stream every fucking time, I swear. And eyebrow threading. Why do I feel like the guy with the eye mask only...
Got done watching 50 Shades of Grey. I don't know. That's on you. I mean, the Masquerade mask is just something I fucks with. Although I have seen that fucking first 50 Shades of Grey, and that shit's laughable, to be fair. Saw that shit in theaters so I could chuckle at it with a girl I was seeing.
You know, this is important, all right, because he saw the movie so he could discuss it proper, all right? Because it's really easy to go, listen, animate. Oh man, listen, fucking Monoxus slings dick on the corner like a crack dealer in the mid '80s on the corner of fucking on the fucking corner of like Columbus Avenue and taking care of my shit Boulevard. Dude, you have no idea. This guy fucking gets more, like this guy eats more pussy than cervical cancer. My God, this guy is fucking unstoppable. Tinder is just this like fucking open air buffet for this guy. You got no fucking idea. Yo, all right. So check this out. All right. So like I'm 6'1" and I have broad shoulders. So like there's this really weird physics that occurs whenever I go to like a live show, or even if I'm minding my own fucking business at a museum. He goes to a live show and then it's just dudes wondering what the fuck their girlfriend is looking at. All right. So like this guy goes on fucking Twitter. All right, and he just fucking he gets more head than a guillotine. Arsol 88. Monoxis is a time traveling pussy slayer from the 18th century France. Monoxis all fucking Don Juan here. El Primo in the chat, open up this fucking pit. DJ El Primo on the ones and twos. What's up, dude? Thanks for coming on down. Harvey Keitel, taxi driver. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Dude in the blue mask, you look like the unloved Smurf called Cauliflower Ear Smurf. Yo, good looks, man. I'll take that any day of the fucking week. Without the mask, I look like if Anton Chigurh and Colonel Kurtz had a baby and peed on it. But like if I did have a haircut, I'd probably look like if Soupy Sales and Colonel Kurtz had a baby and peed on it. Yeah. I've gotten Soupy Sales more than once. You know who Soupy Sales is? He's the guy who made the pie in the face gag. Fun fact. Yeah. No implied masturbation in chat. Yeah, Whisper, somebody's got to enforce the fucking rules and laws.
No, hold on. No. You can jerk off all you want, chat. That's fine. I'm just no, fuck that. Don't you try and ruin this chat for people. The only thing that we're not cool with as of right now is, yeah, this is a sex positive stream if we can have it that way.
No, we don't judge.
No, furries.
That's the only thing.
No furries.
All right, so here's the deal. All right, we don't judge on this stream. Really, are you expecting judging from two pieces of Queen's trash and masks? You're expecting judging from this? Is the only thing like we judge, but that like because listen, like common goals outweigh common interests. Once two or more people are involved in something, okay. So like one thing, Monoxis and I see.
I'll consider an OnlyFans when I'm making enough money to survive off of the bullshit we do. Like, when this is a career, I'll make an OnlyFans. You're only going to get, like, I don't know, butthole pics. Like, you're not getting anything good.
The Monoxis OnlyFans is just going to be his winking chocolate starfish. Just fucking gifs of just, like, winking brown starfish. And there's going to be, like, 12 people who buy every single one. Wow, they're out there. They're fucking out there. But hear me out, all right? One thing that we wanted to do with Words Mean Things is because, again, these are conversations that Monoxis and I had for fucking years. And honestly, like, you know, information travels like a virus, like a communicable disease, all right? Because it does nothing if it's just fucking solitary. But if it's the truth, all right, you don't have to defend it. It's like a fucking lion. Take it off the chain and, like, stand, you know, back against the wall. Let it do its thing. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, nothing stays at the bottom of the ocean forever. Nothing. Nein. Niet. Ohi. Nothing stays at the bottom of the ocean, all right? So, Monoxis has told me things that, like, hold weight and pay dividends and continue to do so. One thing, which kind of builds on him just being this indomitable pussy-crushing machine, like fucking the frozen head of Walt Disney in a fucking battle mech with his size 56 titanium shit kickers just beating up everybody in the fucking dating world. He, like, this is what he taught me, and I was doing it the hard way because it was like, oh, okay, you've got politics on your fucking, like, profile right off the bat, and, like, he would just swipe left, but I'm like, but she's my type, she's really cute. And then you sit through, like, 2.5 weeks of unnecessary bullshit because, according to another genius on fucking Ghost Jail episode 2, which Monthus Burwa is on, ladies and gentlemen. You got to check that out. Someone said on a dating app they fucking screen to see if to make sure you're not an affluent white female liberal themselves. They want to make sure you're not mirroring that, and that's true. So all right. So ladies and jerks, past the booth. Yeah, we're gonna hear Monoxis and what he does when he deals with Tinder, right? And he put me onto this, and it's made my life a lot better and easier, like short-term and long-term, because, like, he's not wrong. Hear him out, folks.
All right. We'll probably actually put a video up of this eventually when we think about it more and write shit down. But, like, if anyone's interested, because, like, Tinder's a fucking nightmare. No, like, online dating in general. Like, you were doing that shit before I even got invested in any of that kind of stuff. And then I got on it, and I was like, this shit's a fucking
Arsenal
hellscape.
came here for the dating tips. According to Whisper, Tinder is dog shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's putting it nicely.
Yeah, you're not. I can't give you great dating tips. I think. Yo, that's honestly like Whisper. That's something I've noticed too. There's just, I mean, like maybe not just all like black girls, but like a lot of overweight people, and like whatever. That's your own business. But like, fuck it. I'm not interested in that shit. But yeah, like Haynes mentioned, like you have politics shit in your fucking like bio, as if it's like a. It's so important to you that you have to just be like, oh, listen, I lean X, Y, and Z, or I support Group A or B, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, that's not a personality trait. That's a choice of something that you care about and you follow. Yeah, like if you voted for Trump, swipe left. Good, I didn't vote, but I'm going to swipe left anyway because I don't want to deal with a person who believes that, like, you voted for something I don't like. We can never have anything else in common ever again. Like, no, fucking get out of here. And the same thing, like, play the fucking BLM card. I'm out. I don't care, like, support or not. I'm out. I don't, because that's part of who you are. Like, ooh, no. And that, like, what else? Oh, fucking duck face, which, like, that's something you also brought up. If I see a duck face, I'm like, sorry, can't. If I see, like, every picture you have is filters, nope. Fucking get the hell out of here.
All right.
Nope. Oh, no body pics? What are you hiding? What are you hiding?
So, real quickly, Montes Burwa is coming in going, broadcasting your fucking sports team horseshit. All right, a gut. That's what they're hiding. You know what they're hiding? The scoliosis spine. You know what they're hiding? They're hiding the fucking undulating layers of blubber that they hide with high-waisted bullshit. So they could just smuggle livestock under those fucking folds. Why don't they fucking wear heels and stride the Texas plains and strike oil for America? No, they're just fucking useless, ginormous, tubby, undulating, like social justice ham planet butter golems. Like that's what they are. Like it just, and it's weird because then like the women end up championing other women, and it's like, yeah, body positive, you work it, girl, and it's like that person is medically unsound. Like why? Like you discussed this. Like why? Like why would you push a junkie to be a junkie? That's what you're doing with like fucking overweight people. I like medically. Listen, fat is a descriptor. It's up to us to decide if it's like negative or not. Okay. And like it's bizarre how like there's no male equivalent of like a BBW. All right. Tinder should take up more data with how big these bitches are. Let it be known. Listen, my ex-girlfriend, ironically pushing 215. Fat lives matter. Listen, if you were a big man, if you didn't have to educate yourself, you would know that fat lives matter. All right, that's what you would know. So listen, there is no male equivalent of a BBW. All right, like fat dudes are fat dudes, and like listen, fat dudes come in like one of a couple of categories, like big fat party animals, John Candy types, sensitive jerk offs who end up writing books, like the guy who made Ender's Game and Gibbons, who wrote The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire, which is one of the greatest fucking books of all time. Fat dudes fuck better. Well, okay. In some ways, like, what if they do? Because, like, kind of like how a depressed person might understand happiness better than a non-depressed person because they don't have happiness, so it doesn't come around often for them, so they cherish it and tried their best to, like, hold it up to the light to better understand, like, all right, so, like, that's like a fat person and fucking. So then they end up discussing all of the, okay, according to Arsehole88, fat dudes crush pussy only literally. With the power of gravity, they leave stains on the sofa that never come out. Mechanically crushing pussy. On an engineering level, fat dudes crush pussy in ways that leave bitches in the emergency room. Have you heard the Thomas Muzan dick reclamation theory? Ooh, I would love to hear the Thomas Muzan dick reclamation theory. Professor Thomas, the untenured, unfairly untenured professor of Americana, has got to have to fucking chime in on this.
And to be fair, let's not discriminate here. Like fat bitches also be crushing people. I'm just gotta clear that shit up. Which is why, like, anytime there's just some like morbidly obese bitch, I'm like, I how can you imagine that this will be fun for me?
Whenever I see a fat chick, just for shits and giggles, some corner of my brain is always like, bro, how much does she bench? Because you see these like ham hocks above her fucking elbows, and like, dude,
yo, fucking big girls just putting up more weight than I can. That shit's impressive. I'd be surprised anyway. This is very quickly turned into just like a fat shaming Tinder.
No. So back to the point. So Monoxis is
Hold on. Here's the thing. I have no problem with girls who are like chubby or anything. Like that's fine. Like people have some extra weight on them. There's nothing wrong with that. It's fucking no. It's like when they're fucking like obese, and it's like, do you even try to take care of yourself?
Whisperers seem to ham hock elbows.
That shit's fucking ridiculous. Like just stop fucking eating sugar and run a little bit, and you would just be like normal sized.
Like what makes it, you see, there ends up being this like really weird, presumptuous. All right, so the only way I know how to describe it is, oh, even Arsoul's got it. Like, nah, dude, I get it. Same here. Arsoul's chiming in from across the pond, letting us know that we have more in common than we do apart. All right, like fat people are fucking hilarious, and fat women. You know what? Like, you got these like fucking rotund, obese strumpets walking around. Um, why come girls ain't think they got to take care of themselves? That's exactly right, Professor Thomas. Professor Thomas is asking the tough questions that prevents him from getting tenure. That's why.
I mean, like just like I know the haha why come girls. What like honestly, the best answer I can give to that for every dude like myself, which like I'm not gonna sit there and be like I'm fucking I'm God's gift either. Like no, I'm some schlub. I'm in okay shape. I look all right. But like there are dudes who will just sit there and be like, oh, you're like a 3 out of 10, but I gotta fuck, and then that just became normal, and now like people can just not take care of themselves, and dudes are so thirsty they're just like, get it on anything.
Two things. Well, three things actually. One, what you just described is Juggernaut's Law. It's a thing. Look it up.
It's true.
Two, Whisper chimes in going, I don't mind people being overweight, but don't act like you're, now hang on, you're God's gift to Earth because you have your Wendy's order tattooed on your lower back. Oof! Whisper coming in like frozen bird shit through the roof of your house in the middle of a midnight Alaska bullshit. Arsehole 88, not putting down the fork is not a personality. All right. Arsehole 88, currently the contender of the Damn Award. All right. Professor Thomas chimes in. Maybe because a loser dude who also has a warehouse job and is at least fit. Now, hang on, not always. Here's the deal. Like, all right, it's one thing. Your BMI is one thing, but there comes a point where you're medically unsound. Because, like, okay, my favorite example is fucking Rulon Gardner, all right? In the 2000 Winter Olympics, Rulon Gardner defeated this Russian 16-year undefeated World Greco-Roman Championship wrestler. And he was just this, like, large, rotund farm boy from fucking Wyoming. So he beats this fucking guy. Now, mind you, this guy, he was so fucking powerful. Like if you tried to turtle against him, or like hold onto his ankle and try to drag him down through like sheer force of will, he would put his arms around your waist or even around your rib cage and just lift and swing you a 180-degree arc onto your back. And he was undefeated for 16 years. And then some fucking schlubby farm boy from Wyoming scores a point on him, turtles, and he can't pick him up. And he wins. And he fucking beats him. Let's get really primal with this shit. Fat bitches can't run from predators, therefore you are a liability to my family if you are too large. Fat dudes too. Fat people, you're on notice. Like if there's ever like a zombie outbreak, a cataclysmic event, there are like cannibal hobbits running around city streets from sea to shining sea. Fat people, you're on notice. You're the first to be left behind. The fat ones and the laggards.
Like our fat cops over here in New York. I mean, we've got a lot of fat fucking cops here, and it's no surprise that it's like, oh shit, an altercation. This person can probably run or beat the shit out of me. I'm gonna shoot them. Like, bang. It's like,
And there's a 63.4% chance that right before that happens, somebody on dispatch is like, blah, 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 black, possibly Latino. And then someone gets shot, and then, like, you know, people riot for 2 weeks, and then we wait for the next thing to happen. Only if it happens here in New York City. Which, you know, if Eric Garner happened today, there would have been such a fucking uproar. Eric Garner is that I Can't Breathe guy. For those watching at home who don't know who Eric Garner is, now hang on. Everywhere needs lions and wolves to keep the population in shape, if only. Just some big old boys. Oof. Just some good old boys below the Mason-Dixon line enforcing justice and letting things into their own hand. Arsenal 88 reminds us the coming apocalypse is legit the strongest motivator to get in shape. Well, listen, if and when the fucking grid goes down, even for just 2 weeks, they're going to be finding bodies for fucking years. You have no idea. Whisper chimes in, I think the world has gotten too safe. Mild danger would motivate me a lot more. Ah? Listen, the good news and the bad news is that everything out there can probably kill you, but it's all in your hands. All right? So,
Because, like, for instance, like over here, we can't defend ourselves for shit in like the city. You can't have anything on you for self-defense at all. So it's like, I mean, I carry a fucking knife on me, even though if I get fucking stopped by a cop, like I can spend a night in bookings and God knows what else, depending on how big. Yeah, like I mean, this would never come outside with me because the blade's too fucking big. But like, fuck, I need like this city is insane.
so, so, ladies and gentlemen, no, listen. Arm up with bad breath. Listen, our Soul 88. Our Soul 88. Our Soul 88 is reminding us to wield the weapon that takes no space up in our inventory. All right? Rise up, brothers, and reclaim your Second Amendment rights. Whisper the Great clearly is just waiting for like a census taker, and he's got like 6 drones, like things that the ATF is like totally not pretending to be interested in. Whisper the Great is all like, no, listen, Whisper the Great is emblematic of the Second Amendment because like everyone's gonna be like, Whisper's crazy, Whisper's crazy. And then a fucking predator shows up, and then instead of and no, like the movie's over in 12 fucking minutes because like Whisper's all like click click boom, because he had like 3 sawed-off shotguns like in the sitting like shotgun. Ironically, jokes on you, in the fucking passenger seat of the car he's in when he's trying to run down the fucking predator himself, because that's how Whisper rolls. We're all buying high points with the stimulus, disposable handguns. Ooh, DJ El Primo coming in with the lateral thinking. We have to get DJ El Primo the corner office.
If we have any weapon, we're fucking screwed over.
Yeah, because unfortunately that's how things are here in not just in 718 but in New York City. Among the 5 and you know what? Like this is an uncomfortable truth because well, speaking of blue cities, so check this out. So Chicago has one of the highest rates of gun violence in the world, and there was a point in time, perhaps people still do so, where Chicago was referred to as Chirac because more people were dying in Chicago than in Iraq on a daily basis. And Chicago has some of the strictest gun laws in these United States. All right, think about that. Chirac. El Primo has the wrong script, it seems. Chirac. Yes, Whisper remembers Chirac. Whisper may or may not have made a small fortune just buying things in cash under the tables at gun shows and then just going to, like, fucking Chirac and just selling to, like, the highest bidder. Because, like, everyone from, like, homeboys to, like, fucking.
Actually, like New York in the fucking 80s was apparently like disgusting. I didn't have to experience any of that shit, but like my parents and uncles and shit had to deal with that kind of nonsense. But yeah, it was pretty fucking bad. And then we cracked down on everything, and now we live in a world where they're like, hey, all those things that kept people from carrying those fucking guns and committing these like grand scale crimes, like get rid of them, and then get rid of the police that enforce that shit. Which like,
Just want to really chime in. Arsol 88, some real cute pocket blasters. Clearly, Our Souls 88 is no stranger of the 38 special, the Saturday night special. Our Souls 88, good on you. Whisper chimes in.
I mean, yeah, the whole like places like Maine have least gun violence. Well, the only reason we have crazy gun violence here, I think, is because of like the close proximity of the city, and on top of that, like 2 people can have guns here, either they're connected, like through the police or through some kind of like someone in the government, and you can get an actual like license, which is incredibly hard to do here, or like yeah, fucking criminals, or like as Haynes said, like hood rats. So yeah, people who really shouldn't have those fucking weapons who intend to use them, and then people who questionably use them wrong. Yeah,
Whisper the Great.
that's true.
Used to whack people at 22s because they were quiet, because they were like deathly quiet. No, 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 no.
But yeah, so the whole gun thing's a weird issue because I imagine a lot of places have like the reason you're not getting fucking shot at constantly is because someone pulls a gun, everyone else pulls their fucking gun, and now you're like, all right, standoff, fuck you. Like,
Although,
it makes you a little bit safer.
although it should be noted that there are places like in Texas where like an armed society is a polite society. In some parts in Texas, the gun check is right next to the coat check, and all year round the gun check is being used because it's not cold enough to wear a fucking coat in Texas all year round. All right. So did you know Once upon a time. We'll split the cost like a shared parenting type of thing. We need to set up an OnlyFans so El Primo can get himself a car.
Haynes doesn't talk into the wrong side of the mic. He whispers sometimes. Like his tone drops down super fucking low, and then sometimes he's yelling and it's all over the place. Also, to be fair, like there's currently, hopefully, some audio stuff coming in the mail. Well, for now, yeah, we only have the one mic. Well, that's because like this was all impromptu and just we threw it together with the shit we had, and I've been buying random shit off of the internet to film and make stuff. But hopefully, the new stuff that I have coming in within like the next week, because I'm spending money like the Trump bucks are already here. Should be much better. Just So we'll see. We'll see as far as audio goes. Also, yeah, he likes to whisper sometimes.
All right. Mere mortals cannot hear Haynes' super low, bassy voice. Oh, bassy voice. All right. And then we're going to talk super low into the microphone so you can hear me. Super like a low, bassy voice. Unfortunately, my voice is not as deep as Basement's. Monoxus and I hang out with a gentleman by the name of Basement, and if he were a house that it came alive and the voice came
They can't hear you.
into the fucking...
Speak up!
If the voice came from the basement, it would sound like Basement. That's what he sounds like. 718 ASMR. Good evening. I'm Steve Haynes. He's Monoxus.
Good fucking mic.
Yeah, Whisper, you're not wrong. OBS's audio is kind of weird, and to be fair, right now we're like the computer that I have was yeah, I honestly like I used the gain filter and it's still fucking like
Whisper the Great shouting, barking out orders.
it not it's I mean I could have it set up improperly. I mean I think currently like I said we're hooked up to the back of the fucking computer that I have, which is not for this kind of thing. So I'm gonna have a mixer, like an audio mixer, coming in within the week, and then we can tinker with that and figure out how to get this fucking audio not to suck.
Whenever Whisper shows up, there's just fucking CCR playing in the background and napalm going off somewhere. Like, you got to invite him to your party, all right? Guaranteed he's not going to have KRP show up and kick down the door and set up like a base of operations in the living room. But if you invite Andy first, it's going to happen. You can't stop the inevitable. It's not all up to you, because that's vanity, all right? That's what happens when you invite Whisper to your fucking party.
And I don't think we're ever gonna 718 ASMR. I don't think that's something that we care about personally.
Well, it depends on the viewers. If 100 people show up and I'm just talking, something like that, I don't mind. I don't mind at all.
I mean, I'll like squish things on a mic and make people uncomfortable if that's what they want to hear.
You know what would be excellent 718 ASMR? Just listening to clickety-clack of Monoxus in a bathrobe hungover editing a video before he uploads it on YouTube. That's what it would be.
But anyway, what the fuck? Like, we were gonna. Oh, you know what? Since unless you guys have something you'd like us to discuss, I actually kind of wanted to bring up because it's the new fucking year, and like I started an early get my shit together act back in December, which I think I mentioned to you. I kind of wanted. I haven't personally asked him this yet, so this is news to me. Like, resolutions are bullshit, but what do you plan on doing better in like the next year, dude?
All right. So first and foremost, before I answer this question, I just want to chime in. Arsol88, low resolution pictures is high art in the Super Predator books, so why not grainy audio too? That kind of ties into your question, because you see, one thing I would like to do in 2021 is to give more time and attention to Super Predator. You see, Chinese lung herpes has thrown a wrench in everything, and that even includes working on Super Predator. Really, Chinese lung herpes has ruined everything, everywhere in the world, large and small, all the way down to your interpersonal relationships and mine, and Monoxus's, and everyone's in chat. All right. Of course, my resolution is to get rich. That's how those work, right? I can just ask. I mean, nothing is stopping you. Like listen, in 2021, the good and the bad news is that it's all in your hands. All right, that's it. Like for example, I tweeted something to the effect of all the fitness-related New Year's resolutions all boiled down to who wants it, who wants it more, who wants it the most. Because like there are people in fucking 10 by 12 cells with no gear, with no space and nothing but time on their hands, and they get fit. And you know what? Some of them read. What's everyone else's excuse? Mine included. Yeah. So another thing I'd like to do in 2021 is to read and not spend as much time on a fucking screen in front of one, like if I could avoid it. because there are all these books I bought from Strand. All these books I have just sitting around that I've yet to get through. And the books I am getting through are so I can get to that fucking pile to get through. Shouldn't be like that. Let's see. I'd like to spend more time and attention on Super Predator, though, to get back to this. We're working on number 3 right now, and apparently everyone seems to get their fucking package, and I'm last. Although I'm not trying to push it, and I'm not trying to beat a dead horse. But, like Anton Chigurh, I will not lose my cool, and I will wait for it to be laid before my feet. And it will be there, and it will get there, because, trust me, it is on its way. Good times are happening, and there's nothing you can do to stop this. Nobody can stop this, all right? So, time and attention on Super Predator. In all of its various facets, because Johnny Fed, you can find him on YouTube. He is a Super Predator, and he is broadcasting Super Predator out there into the World Wide Web. Kind of like public access broadcasts, because people have called in, and it has been wild. Eat less meatball subs in bed and get a consistent wave dash. All right, DJ El Primo is calling it in. 2021 resolutions. Well, okay, El Primo, you're going to have to clarify for us, okay? So Whisper, the Great, chimes in and goes, so what is Super Predator? I'll show my hand. Okay, now here's the deal with Super Predator, okay? This is the only way I know how to describe it. I can't speak on behalf of Johnny Fed. I can't speak on behalf of the rest of Super Predator. But if things were not the way they are, Super Predator would not be necessary. That's it. So go to www.superpredator.zone. And you can find what is essentially an end result of the day and age that we live in. Some people try to explain it away however they want. Because you see, we have to explain things to ourselves before we can explain things to other people. So here's how I compartmentalize the fucking day and age that we live in, okay? So the Mayan calendar did not explicitly mean that it was going to be the literal end of the fucking world. No, because after that December, what have you, in 2012, December 24th, I think, after that, it became this really weird emergence into what I like to call mumbo-jumbo times, because it is what we live in. Words mean things, just fucking beaten with pipes and chains, set on fire, rolled up in a Persian rug, and thrown off a roof. That's what happened to words mean things, okay? And then and on top of this, there came this really weird dance where institutionalized top-down identity politics ended up becoming this really weird exercise of language dictates society instead of the other way around, all right? So that's how I've tried to explain it to myself, so I could explain it to other people, which is to, for lack of a better term, it's Super Predator. That's what it is. If things were not the way they are right now, we would not need Super Predator. So hopefully Monoxus is hooking up Super Predator as we... There you go. So, if you're in chat, there's a link to Super Predator. I hope to sweet baby Jesus you were not on a phone, because Super Predator is not mobile friendly. To me, it always seemed like breaking through the bullshit. I've been wondering for about a year, is the idea of Super Predator similar to Nietzschean Übermensch? Actual question. Making sense in the midst of mumbo jumbo. Okay. I can't speak on behalf of anyone else in Super Predator, but I would have to say no. It is not some sort of act of self-idealization and then self-actualization. I'm not trying to say that Super Predator is some modern Nietzschean application and where you stop doing good and then you be good, and then by virtue of being good you can do good, but whatever it is the Übermensch quality you think of in terms of being, so by virtue of being you are doing because you're being that very same thing. Super Predator is not that. Super Predator is there because, all right, let me tell you a quick little story, okay? So I've submitted my writing to literary journals and everywhere else under the sun. Anywhere that took writing, and it was speculative fiction or specific things that I have plenty of notes on, because I've been writing in a file called notepad.txt, and I've been writing in that thing since high school, and it's currently living on its 5th computer. I've held on to it longer than most other things I have, physically. I have shoe boxes of notepads. I used to carry around a notepad.
This guy did that for me.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, there's some, like, literally right here, if evidence is needed, that, like, yeah, there's just writing on writing. In fact, a lot of the stuff that we end up coming up with on the channel comes from, like, there's a sentence in one of these books, and it's like, all right, let's expand upon that, and then make a fucking video about it.
Right, because it was good enough to commit to writing. If everything gets wiped on my computer, that's fine. But there are some things good enough to commit to writing. So that's one reason why that happens. Okay, so and don't worry, there are backups and little chunks and pieces of notepad.txt that I keep around. But the point is, I've submitted my writing everywhere I possibly could, and every literary journal or outlet or anthology series, except maybe Kozaline. I got to figure out how to properly pronounce it, but I've submitted my shit to them and they took it gladly. But that was after Super Predator. I'm not trying to shit on Kozaline, but listen, Super Predator was the very first place I had ever submitted my writing to, and they were like, "This is fantastic. Give us more." And then all of this conspired on the Encyclopedia.zone forums. That's part of the story right here, where you see I'm a founding member. That's why it's up there in my bio, up on Twitter, and up on superpredator.zone. You can find things that I have written, and the art department, including Johnny Fed, has willed into existence. And things such as The Boxed Life Part 2, and there is an update in terms of Chinese lung herpes. Is there a fucking outbreak or an epidemic in your state? Click here. And then you click there, and it's more or less where we've headed since then. So I would like to see... Ooh, holy shit, fellas, we're getting the deep lore tonight. Arsol88, I would like to remind you, once upon a time, in fact, I could tell you exactly how this started, okay? Once upon a time, and this is Super Predator deep lore, okay? And don't worry, like, Super Predator Legal has no qualms with, because it's all public record, okay? Asking the burning questions. Yeah, burning like fucking Super 70s gonorrhea when you pee burning questions, all right? That's what we're asking tonight. So... here's how Super Predator started, all right? Once upon a time, I was on the Encyclopedia.zone forums. You see, the Encyclopedia.zone, it is the end result of Dr. Don Jolly willing a piece of internet he had carved out for himself that is very reminiscent of Internet 1.0. Back in the day when you needed a screen name and you had to post in forums and things were very slow. And it was like a lot of it started actually before 9/11. It is a very strange BC and AD to consider, but, you know, 9/11, it happened, and everything changed after that, even including the internet, okay? So, Internet 1.0 in this weird amalgamation of mumbo-jumbo times, so now it's kind of like circumvented back into like Internet 4.0, like a return to original internet, and that was Encyclopedia.zone. For you see, half of the website is available for public viewing, the post zone. Anything anyone posts in the post zone is ready for public distribution, consumption, and everything else. And then there is FYAL, fuck you and live. Where you see there used to be a forum on somethingawful.com. And on that, you know, one of those forums was fuck you and die, FYAD. So Dr. Don Jolly, he was a frequenter of Something Awful. Did you know that there are a lot of Something Awful people that went on into like really weird positions of like prominence, for lack of a better term? This guy who used to play Evo Online and his handle name was Vilerat, Seth Stone, he was in Benghazi and he died. He was a Something Awful goon. Zoe Quinn, Something Awful goon. It's true. I wonder what happened to those Something Awful goons that applied to the CIA as a joke. It happened. Did you know that All Your Base Are Belong to Us was the first meme to achieve widespread infamy, and it spread so quickly that, according to legend, like Homeland Security visited Rich Kanya, a.k.a. Lotax, the person who owns the site. And they're like, what is this? What's going on? Let's see.
That was the goons?
SomethingAwful.com used to be one of the hotbeds of the internet. And while we're at it, here's some deep lore on internet. Once upon a time, there were two websites that offered you like internet atrocity tourism. One of them was somethingawful.com and the other was Portal of Evil. Portal of Evil had a prime directive, and that prime directive was to never interfere with the National Geographic insane cracked up fuck show internet that we're like beholding. We're just going to comment on our little corner of the internet. We're not going to interfere. Every once in a while, like a site host, owner, and or manager will show up on Portal of Evil, and then like every once in a while, they'll join the party because they don't suck. All right, Boomer the dog happened with him. Cena Mark in a really roundabout heel to face story turn. Mike Tyson, because his name is Mike Tyson. You know, capital M-I-K-E. No, well, capital M and a capital T for Mike Tyson. The rest is lowercase. But it ended with an exclamation point and a question mark. So it was like Mike Tyson. Maddie CC, all your base are belong to us. All right, broadcasting in live from the bits, the middleweight champion of internet comeuppance, Maddie CC. All right. Well, listen, we're still learning. We could only hope to make better mistakes tomorrow, okay? Because this is the first point. So, listen, just real quickly. So, old internet was Internet Atrocity Tourism, and Portal of Evil had a prime directive. Something Awful, though, had the Something Awful Goons. The Something Awful Goons are kind of like Proto-B in the sense of, like, they had no qualms getting in the mix. They had no qualms publicly shitposting. In fact, it was Something Awful Goons that first popularized the idea of sending people who were like epileptic, seizure-inducing gifts. Like they were, because Something Awful Goons were some of the, like they were proto-B. Like Moot is a Something Awful Goon. Like Something Awful is a really, in fact, if you want to hear a conspiracy theory of mine, naval intelligence in the Something Awful forums created Slender Man. But that's a conversation no one wants to have. Let's see. Maddie CC chimes in. Ha 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 ha. That was an extra ha. You're going to have to excuse me. I remember the Something Awful days. Oof. Maddie CC probably has memories of like albino black sheep and Phantom Mutations. And Animutations and Phantom Mutations were one of my favorite little itty bitty bits of internet pre-YouTube, because YouTube was when videos became like, you know, a format, a medium of sorts. And watching videos before YouTube, does Maddie CC remember those days? I bet he does. Even in the bits, they were watching albino black sheep. Arsoul88 chimes in with, the lore was clearly too deep because my connection died. Everyone press F in chat for Flash Player. Can you press F, dude? Everyone press F in chat for Flash Player. So just real quickly, here's a Super Predator lore. This is why I bring this up. So Internet 1.0 was stuff like Portal of Evil and Something Awful, okay? So now we've cycled back into the tail end of, I really hope to God it's the tail end of Mumbo Jumbo times, because I have no other way how to put it, okay? Because history will not be kind to the 2010s. So once upon a time, in the Encyclopedia.Zone forums, Old Two Spoons comes in out of nowhere, and he's like, hey guys, I'm working on something super top secret, and it's just some proof of concept art, and if you want to contribute, I'm gonna do it, man! I'm gonna fucking do it! And it was like, all right, I'll contribute something to that, dude. All right, man. Like, I'll give you some writing. All right, dude. Like, are you okay? I'm fine. All right, man. Like, I'm just asking, cause like, all right, dude. So, here's some writing. And that's how Super Predator started, because in that thread, other people chimed in. A couple of other people. Oof. Like, and then it became what it is now. So, it was supposed to be this like one-off thing, and it was supposed to be just spoons willing an idea into existence, but it ended up growing appendages and tails and legs, and it's slowly growing into the size where it could just start like barrowing and tumbling and shambling down city streets, and it could knock over cars just by virtue of movement, not even engaging in combat. If this were D&D, just fucking like forward, like WASD, like what's just holding down W, and just like cars are going right. So that's what Super Predator ended up becoming, and then it sort of became this thing unto itself. And not only on the Encyclopedia.Zone forums, but people from elsewhere and outside have just, you know, and it's really heartwarming, because like, you know, people who have ended up collaborating and contributing and becoming like, you know, like not just occasional editors, and yo, you did that one thing. I mean, yeah, there is that, but then there are people who like join the party, and it's kind of like this, all right? So one time, Genghis Khan, early in his fucking conquest and campaign, he got shot off his horse, all right? And he was like, that was a really good shot. And at the end of the fight, he was like, all right, which one of you shot me off my horse? And some dude was like, I did. And he was like, you in the party. And that guy was with him until he died. So, like, no one got shot off a horse, but sometimes people show up and they're like, listen, like, when you do things on the internet that don't suck, eventually people are like, hey, let's do a thing. And it's like, all right. And, like, 9 times out of 10, nothing happens. And then motherfuckers show up, like Montes Burwa and Maddie CC and, like, Newworks and Gino start showing up and they're like, yo, let's do something. Bam. And honestly, I can't wait to put up the last of my fucking flyers so I could get to something that Maddie CC put together. It was the flyer where it's like you and I are dumping water out of a boat and cameraman. Right, that is mwah, like a fucking meatball parmesan sub. All right. So listen. All right. So Super Predator ended up becoming a thing unto itself, and it became a thing people wanted to, I guess, express things on, or at the very least convey. But listen, Mick Homunculus, who is a fellow Super Predator, okay, and you can catch him on movie night whenever we have a movie night on Encyclopedia.zone, and you know who hosts that motherfucker? Thupa Thibra, all the way out from fucking Crussia, all right? He hosts movie night in Encyclopedia.zone, and he was here the night before. So shout outs to Thupa Thibra and all of my Zone bros. So here's the deal, all right? Oh, Zombie TV, that guy who subscribed on the first night, also a fellow Zone bro. Encyclopedia.zone, you know where that's at. You want to know what makes Encyclopedia.zone so, like, delightful and why it's so special? Now hang on, hold on. KRP represent, Whisper the Great. Maddie CC, shout out to the gang. Maddie CC giving out props, like, to different time zones, to different planes of existence. There's a fucking Earth that, like, overcame a fucking zombie apocalypse, and Maddie CC is giving shout outs to that fucking Earth.
I mean, to be fair, the only reason we're even here streaming in general is because of, like, these fine gentlemen and all the following that we've gotten from Twitter and from, like, the Zone people and the Super Predators. Like, we wouldn't be sitting here bullshitting and hanging out with people if it wasn't for you guys just chiming in. So
DJ El Primo chiming in with the Freaker, the Keeper, and the Holy Smokes. Goddamn right. So to round this out, let me just finish up this long roundabout answer to Whisper the Great. All right? So, Encyclopedia.zone. What makes it fantastic? Now, Encyclopedia.zone in and of itself has some lore, so you just hang back, okay? There's some lore incoming. All right. So once upon a time, there was a thing called Dagger, all right? And it was a magazine. It was sort of like the Paris Review of Literature, but half the things were shit posts. I have no other way how to put it. Yes, it was sold because someone picked it up and fucking bought it, all right?
Oh no, what did you post?
37 messages were deleted by a moderator.
What did Soul try and post?
Okay. Souls, you're getting permission. Don't abuse it. And remember, if... All right. Permit, Kermit.
hi, Miss Piggy.
Kermit. Ooh. Is it really easy being green? All right, so here's the lore, okay? So first there was Dagger Mag, and there were online issues of Dagger Mag. That's unironically a good Kermit. You gems. All right, because, you know, a lot of fucking charcoal, a lot of fucking pressure, and then you look at the dung heap, and eventually you find some gems. So, it really wasn't that bad of a Kermit, was it? So, here's the deal. So, first of all, there was Dagger Mag, okay? Now, to join the Dagger Mag forums, which is where some magic happened, that I was not privy to until the very tail end, all right? The very end of Daggermag, there was an exodus, and people were moving to Encyclopedia.zone. I didn't participate in any active thread. I just read all the old shit that was happening in the Daggermag forums. There was nothing in the world like it. The kind of insane intensity that like early Saltybet chat used to have. I have no other way to put it. Like 100-mile-per-hour frantic shitpost combat against people who had never met one another, for better and for worse. I was saying I've never seen Encyclopedia.zone before, but now I have seen the similarity. All right, so our Soul 88 bringing up how like I hope you see how that's what I mean. It's like Internet 4.0. It's like yeah, it's like Internet 1.0 through the lens of mumbo jumbo times as a reaction as to where we've gotten now. Because like to quote Monthus Burwa in his fucking appearance on Ghost Jail episode 2, you've got to build your tribe, and you have to be someone worth having around. And part of doing that is carving out a little corner of your internet, which is what Monoxus and I are doing. I mean, like, I'm really fortunate. I could just come on his fucking stream, and we could do what we've been doing for fucking Saturday nights for fucking forever. You've got no idea. KRP. KRP is the ace in the hole, and Monthus Burwa is our Ohio correspondent, because Ohio, strong. So here's the deal. So to join the Daggermag forums, you had to type a 250-word audition post, and if the editor-in-chief liked it, your account was activated. And if not, sorry, dude. All right? Yes. You see that? Ooh, our Soul 88 with the eagle eyes. All right. So,
there's a Mew in the back, and I've got a guy working on like a sleeve of just all fucking Pokemon, because it's like the only franchise that company came out with where I'm like, nah, I'm in on this. Doesn't matter what they do.
So, you had to audition, and I'm not gonna lie. I found out. Well, that's a whole different story in itself. The point is, I stumbled across the possibility that, wow, this is like old school internet. By then, I had worn out my welcome in Saltybet chat. All right, and that's what's up. Boom, nailed it. All right, DJ El Primo and Arsol 88, fucking crossing the divide of the fucking Atlantic Ocean. Because he's on the ones and twos. Maddie CC, of course, is like lurking behind the shadows, like the British equivalent of Henry Kissinger. Hey, Maddie, if you're with us, can you let us know what is the British equivalent of Henry Kissinger? Because I know, like, Margaret Thatcher's son got involved in some, like, grimy PMC gun-running shit during the Falkland Wars, and that's kind of nuts. But, like, Henry Kissinger won the fucking Nobel Prize for the secret and illegal bombing of Cambodia. I have no tattoos because I'm agnostic. Whisper, what in the fuck does that even mean? I'm not asking out of, like, heavens to Betsy. It's like,
Sure.
God damn it. That's the joke. A Majora's Mask tattoo because DJ La Primo doesn't fuck around. Henry Kissinger, Maddie CC asks, I'll have to think. Haha. Well, if and when you do find the equivalent of a Henry Kissinger that exists somewhere in England, you let us know, because that's like a special kind of fucking evil. Did you know that Henry Kissinger...
Do you think, like, I mean, a lot of these people, like, we get to lay claim to them, so I don't know. As far as Kissinger goes, I'm not the history expert here. That's your fucking bag. But, like, I feel like we only get beat because Germany had Hitler. Otherwise, we have so many villains. Right? Like,
that's all right. Now, chat, chime in. Do you want me to build on what Monoxus is saying, or do you want me to finish the Super Predator lore? Because, like, man, that is some dark shit.
Well, all right. Well, we're gonna come back to the superpower thing. Finish your lore bit, but don't do the thing you do where you fucking run circles around yourself.
All right, so listen, Super Predator started on the Encyclopedia.zone forums, which started out on the Daggermag forums, in which you had to audition for. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, like it was like fucking white knuckle type. You keep typing until you hear broken glass, and then you run it through the website that counts how many words you posted, and it was like 247 words, and you're like, yes, and then you hit send. And half an hour later, I was in the forums, and I can't tell you the ridiculous shit that I saw. There's even an M-chat in Encyclopedia.zone, and that is where the real fucking magic happens. You have to be a member of Encyclopedia.zone to join the fucking M-chat extravaganza, which is where Biller comes from, a gentleman integral to the YouTube channel. Because if you like the video nonsense that we upload onto that channel, 33.8% of that nonsense comes from Biller, chiming in from Wyoming. Let's hope that one day he shows up and he does his part.
He was. Salty Bet used to be something.
DJ El Primo calls in and goes, Haynes, I know you're a Salty Bet guy. Hey, violence fight, that's my fault, all right? I memed violence fight into existence. I was active on Salty Bet from launch all the way up until maybe like 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, actually, because the place ended up being overran by disgusting people and furries, and the mods were like really fake and gay as well. That's a really mean thing to say, but I stand by it. You know exactly what I mean. It's 2020, grow a fucking... No, 2021, grow a fucking spine. Haha! 2020 is over. We can't use that excuse anymore.
Who would win that matchup? Who would go better?
Special Akuma or Ronald McDonald? I have not... Well, what... You mean Rare Akuma? Because if Special Akuma is a specific character name and title, I have not seen the EX, like, 11 update or wherever it is.
Salty Bet used to be awesome. You take that back, Maddie.
Maddie, if you ever saw fucking Wheelchair Akuma, I've seen Wheelchair Goku. I have not seen Wheelchair Akuma. Listen, Maddie, once upon a time, Salty Bet Chat was one of the greatest things in the history of anything ever. One morning, I woke up, and inside, I was like, listen, Salty Bet Chat has shaped my sense of humor as the cement is drying in the gray matter behind Rare Akuma. Oh no, like Rare Akuma is X tier, Ronald McDonald is S tier, and even though Ronald McDonald is broken, Rare Akuma is like the gatekeeper of X tier, more or less. So Rare Akuma would have to win. But Maddie, once upon a time, Salty Bet Chat. Ooh, I hit the fucking camera with my feet. All right, are we good? Can we deal with that? All right. All right. So hey, I'm a tall drink of water. I gotta stretch my shit out. All right. So how do I turn this up? You raise your volume. That's how you turn it up. There was a match the other day. It was Joe Swanson versus Wheelchair Goku. That is the joy of exhibitions, okay? Exhibitions is how fucking Violence Fight was memed into existence. No mortals.
No mortals.
All right, so to round out the Super Predator lore, here's the deal. So I auditioned, and then I got into the Dagger Mag forums. And this was as the exodus was going on to Encyclopedia.zone. Encyclopedia.zone. You hit enter, and it's one of the last refuges of the internet that has not been consolidated, whitewashed, and sanitized. Did you know that 6 websites take up 90% of all of the fiber optic cables that are running underneath where you live, even underneath the fucking ocean? 6 websites. I am the ultimate mortal. The Very Bad Man. Oh no, is this going to be like Homer Badman Part 2? Homer Badman is the fucking sexual assault allegation episode of The Simpsons, and it's fucking great. By furries and peds. Whisper reminding us that there are werewolves outside in fucking meat space. Some of them are furries. So here's the story, okay? So then Encyclopedia.zone. All right? So listen, I had to audition. It doesn't matter if you fucking auditioned and were a mainstay and were there for a zillion years on the Dagger Mag forums. Encyclopedia.zone.
You two must audition at the same time.
And instead of just a 250-word post, maximum. Because, like, a couple people got in with just a sentence. Just saying. Like, if it works, it works. If it's over the fence, it's a home run. All right? That was kind of like the backbone of Encyclopedia.zone, if that makes sense. Like, weighing everything out on that audition post. All right? So you were allowed a picture, a GIF, a video. All right? It could even be a full-feature fucking motion picture, which someone submitted and got in, actually. All right? It can be a song, but TLDR 250 words or less. I had to audition again. I have no shame in admitting that I used the Dagger Mag audition post for my Encyclopedia.zone admission post, and Dr. Don Jolly was like, I knew it was really good though, and I was like, yeah, thanks, dude. And that's how I got into fucking Encyclopedia.zone, where I got to hang out with such fantastic people like Zombie, Space Lions, Old Two Spoons, Homunculus, Red Ranger. Red Ranger is one of the greatest living poets. I don't know where the fuck Red Ranger is broadcasting from, but he's one of the greatest living poets of our time and generation. So Encyclopedia.zone is this like really cheeky, and we've got like jerkasses from all over. Thupa Thibra, who is responsible for movie night on Encyclopedia.zone, is broadcasting all the way from fucking Russia. There are a couple of people from Argentina, such as Gordon Online, Cinnamon Girl from Mexico, and about like 7 other people from Latin America who have not specified because they are like very, 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 serious on keeping their identity secret. I don't know what kind of like, because you see in like Latin America, prime ministers and presidents are either dead or corrupt. So I don't know what the fuck they have to wake up to in the middle of every day. So Monoxis is taking a temporary exit. So just real quickly, Whisper the Great. Mildly entertaining Hoboside. I remember as well. Mildly entertaining Hoboside, just like in Miami Vacations. Were you there? Whisper remembers. Whisper may or may not be working for Pepperidge Farms. Work smarter, not harder. Movie night maestro. Oh, well, that very much is fucking Thupa Thibra, but I digress. So, to round out the Super Predator.zone lore, alright? So, Old Two Spoons. He shows up. And in all caps, Super Predator Top Secret Project! And we looked at it, and we had seen his artwork from earlier. Like he did, he's done work in comics and in newspapers, and God knows fucking what else, even though he, to quote Montes Burwa, a hill jack scrapper, he kind of embodies that because he has done like landscaping, construction. He in it of itself, he has lived by having to make and create with sledgehammers and crowbars and cement mixers and falling through drywall and all these other things, and having barbed wire break that fall when he falls into a shoddy home in the middle of working on like house repair on a hot July afternoon and it's 106 outside. He just has to pick himself up and continue working. And then when he's done doing that, he's toiling behind the desk, making artwork that I have nothing to compare to, really, and that's Old Two Spoons. So Old Two Spoons found his way into Encyclopedia.zone, and he made a thread. I submitted to that thread, and it was the very first outlet, anything resembling a fucking organization or an ongoing thing. Yeah, it was a one-off thing. That's what Spoons had in mind. But Super Predator became a thing unto itself. I had submitted my first, do you live in a city? Turn to page 8, box life piece, and then he became unrelenting, and then sometimes he would send people in the art department to wait underneath my bed with like a fucking canvas sack filled with doorknobs and rope and a nail gun and like a pee bottle and a thermos full of coffee and like a fucking Frito pie, and it's crazy because I come home and then it's like, I smell Frito pie, and like, but then I know something is very wrong because like all the other assassins didn't work, and now they're sending Frito pie. But it turns out to be a Super Predator, and it's like I'm getting mixed signals here, and then I send them more writing. So that's the lore of Super Predator, right? The very bad man. Just processing these words broke my audio setup. All right, well, you could blame it on the English language. You could blame it on fucking Business Cat over here, who's off the clock, so he's not wearing a suit and tie.
Business Cat lost his job in the COVID shutdown, so he's kind of just doing cat stuff now.
So Chinese lung herpes has ruined everything from sea to shining sea. And Business Cat, who used to provide cutting-edge economic and financial news and cutting-edge takes on things, he lost his job too, and it's kind of not his fault. And we've been telling Business Cat to start his own podcast, but he just, it's not his fault.
No. Anyway,
orange cats are the best cats. DJ El Primo, you have a very good point.
Hold on. I don't want to pass up because now that we're done with Super Predator lore, Whisper. I believe you're welcome on behalf of Haynes. Business Cat has never fucking shipped bricks of heroin. Don't you dare fucking sully his name. He just knows the economy and he talks about it. All right. I don't want don't get wrapped up in Maddie's bullshit.
Oh no, I'm legally obligated to get wrapped up in Maddie's bullshit.
No. We're gonna go back. I want to go back to what Whisper had asked us. It's pretty fucking simple. Superpower. What and why?
Okay, if I had a superpower.
Have you thought about this before? Have you actually? Because like I know like Whisper. Just to get back at you on that one. Like I'm a big fan of like psionic anything. So like psychic powers is just fucking tops for me. Which like we've had conversations about like where like I'm at with that. Like fucking Akeda level wipe a whole city out with a mind nuke kind of powers, or like Dark Phoenix Jean Grey style. Like I could fuck up an entire army of X-Men because I'm psychic kind of bullshit. But like psychic powers.
Psychic powers is what you think.
Yeah, shapeshifter's pretty fucking dope. Like it's definitely like if it's like Mystique style where no one can tell the fucking difference. Like how can you not enjoy that? But I just
fucking Whisper would be a shapeshifter.
yeah, that's what you're saying. I mean, I just love the idea of like being able to physically affect the world around you with your fucking mind. What are you doing, Cat? Stop fucking around.
All right, now that's
Now, to answer this question, if I had superpowers, it would be to stop time. That's it.
Like mind manipulation, that shit that falls into like at least for me in the bracket of like because psychic powers. Oh shit, that's new.
A fucking unemployed business cat just. All right, never mind.
But like, yeah, mind manipulation. I personally, because I like the idea that like psychic powers, we have to put them into like the higher tier. Because like bullshit, I can read your mind. Like no, full blown, you have all psychic abilities like pyrokinesis. You can fucking telekinesis things across the room. You have telepathy. You can alter someone's mindscape. Like fuck it, like full blown psychic powers. So yes.
Maddie CC and Stained Hange are the time bandits your mother warned you about. Time manipulation. I to stop time. I mean, listen. I don't care what other baggage that comes with. If I could like influence time or blah 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 time or pee on time or put time through a fucking flaming table wrapped in barbed wire and covered in thumbtacks. I don't care what package deal I'm forced to deal with. If I could stop time, I'm taking it. All right.
What are you doing?
And the fucking business cat is all rowdy, and because business cat can't fucking riot, because like no one cares if a cat is in a riot, but like
I can actually answer the time stop question, even though this is your ability. Yo, if time has stopped and you can do whatever you want, would you not just like strip people down and see they look like naked? Anyone? Is it just me? We're just like fuck it. Like I know what you look like now,
Oh,
and then put them back and be like, I'm done.
now herein lies the paradox. So like a prank a day keeps the dog leash away. It's okay. Whisper, I don't care what fucking package deal or what contact. If I could stop time, I'll take it. Like if I cry whenever I see the color red and I could only sleep in an oven, if I could fucking stop time, I'll take it. I don't care what fucking package deal this is. Okay, that's what I'm taking.
Still, that only gets gross if you're going after gross people. So like, why are you stripping down? I mean, unless like Whisper said, like you could have incriminating photos of people and they don't know how you got them. Because they're like, wait a minute, I was buying potatoes at the supermarket. How'd you get this? I wasn't naked there. And it's like, well, I have them now. So, got them.
ooh. Bill the cat 666.
I wouldn't
With
look.
reality.
I wouldn't be traumatized, but I would definitely be like taken aback. But that shit's like, I'm on the internet, son. I've seen all kinds of horrible things.
Well,
Just like epically advanced STD. Ooh. Oh, listen. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's anything I've learned from Twitter and online dating is that, like, you should, fellas, all right? Ladies, if you're watching, you don't exist. Shut up. Ladies, if you're watching and you're not, so you don't get to pretend that you are, get the fuck out of here. All right? So, like, fellas, wear a fucking condom because there are ladies out there, they're going to just ask you, are you clean? And as long as you don't give off any bad vibes, you could just be like, yeah, and who the fuck knows what it is that you're carrying. You don't want to risk that. Like, how do you know that you met some fucking lady on Tinder and her favorite position is behind her boyfriend's back? And she's going to be buried in a Y-shaped coffin, and you don't know anything about that because you're scrolling on Tinder and you're just like left, 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 left. Look at you keep on swiping left, and keep on swiping left, no, and then eventually you swipe right because she tells you things that you already know. So you could go, I really identify with you so much. And all she does is go like, are you clean? And like, honestly, you could totally not be clean. And you'd be like, I'm turning on the charm right now.
You know what? This, if you were here
Also,
earlier,
like, she could have shit. That's the kind of the fucking point here, Whisper.
yeah, like this goes back to what we talked about earlier with the whole like online dating thing, which like you've experienced. I haven't had the pleasure of dealing with a girl personally.
Hold on. Hang
Yeah.
the fuck on.
What?
Fucking Bill the Cat 666. Oh, dude, you ever go to a clinic to check? It's all hot girls crying. The 2 times I have gone for an STD chick, there were women so out of my fucking league, they orbited back to being just fucking 7 out of 10 homely bitches.
Yo, honestly, like it's the bitches who are just throwing that shit at like anybody because they can. Yeah, of course. But like you mentioned, like you had a girl, if I'm not mistaken, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but like
Arsenal 88 will burn your soul. He'll turn you into me.
yeah, like you had a girl who was straight up like, nah, just fucking go at it, and you were like, no, I'm good, and you left, right? Am I right? Yeah. So like, the second someone's just like, nah, just fucking like, just smash that shit raw. Be like, I don't know about this. Like, just, that's that's a fucking red flag. Do people still go clubbing? Is that a fucking thing? I haven't heard clubbing since. I mean, like COVID, obviously, but like I haven't heard of people going clubbing since I was like fucking 15, 16. Like, clubbing's been like a dead thing.
All right.
I mean, to be fair, I'm a fucking shut-in. Like,
To be perfectly honest
it's
with
not
you,
something I do. So,
To be perfectly honest with you, I have never stepped foot into a nightclub, although I have waited outside of a nightclub because, long story short, I was working late one night in the office, and then I got a text from a girl that was a sort of like, whenever it's convenient for you and whenever it's convenient for me. Now, here's why. Gentlemen, not only do you have to wear protection, honest, seriously, you don't want to have to age months and minutes while you're waiting for the result of an STD test or a fucking pregnancy scare. You don't want to age months after. Okay, who posted a link to LFO? Ah, all right. Now hang on. Bill the Cat 666. Dude just uses mind control to hump his neighbor. All right. Fucking petty advances in personal gain and want through time manipulation. Wow! The Bill the Cat 666 movie. This summer, a man wants to hump his neighbor and fucks with the fabric of time and space. Wow!
oh, you know what? Now that like fuck it, I have an opportunity to talk about it. Much like Thupa's movie night, we would love to just hang out with people and watch a movie sometime down the line. Which like I'm not sure how that fucking works on Twitch. Because like for the most part, like I know if you want to have like a watch party, everyone's got to have like Amazon Prime to watch it on Twitch. But we could also just fucking find a link to a movie and everybody
Cube.
watches it. I'd
Bill the
fucking
Cat
yeah.
666 chimes in with the cube. Oh,
Well,
Whisper the Great has.
I'm just saying like it like
Does he now?
because I don't want to fucking force people to be like, you have to have Prime to enjoy the watch party. I could post a link in fucking chat to like some illegal stream. Yeah, and like there you go, like that works too. Streaming into the Discord and people can watch it. So we'd love to do a watch party. Like I think like
Man.
we've mentioned it before. Like you want to read No Country for Old Men. Like I would love to watch No Country for Old Men and just fucking hang out.
Excellent.
And like well, I mean, so that's another thing on the list of what we're gonna do streaming wise. I think.
Now, first and foremost, I just want to chime in. Whisper the Great turning things from 0 to 11 on no notice moment. Like fucking. All right, we're just like, hey, we're thinking about streaming movies. You must take my Amazon Prime account and then log into your own. The Bacon Hawk has landed. In 17 minutes, I'm gonna be dropping small arms fire in a duffel bag full of ammunition underneath the picnic bench over by the swimming pool near the largest public park in New York City. And it's like, holy shit, dude. Like, I was just gonna ask if you wanted anything from the store, but okay, Whisper the Great. Breaker, you need to let me know if you found the napalm. If not, the sniper rifle is located in the abandoned building on 24th Avenue. Like, all right, Whisper, I was just wanted, like, you want the chip whip? Or, like, you want the ice cream sandwich? All right, dude.
We're taking fire. You're gonna have to help us out and take out the nestled machine gun so you could take on the straightest skinhead Scientologists. Over and out.
And it's like, all right, Whisper. I was just like, all right, dude. Like, do you want Modelo or Modelo Dark? Like, I don't.
People drink Modelo.
Yeah, yo, Modelo's fucking tasty. Modelo Dark, and not just me. DJ El Primo is a fan of Modelo Dark, and so am I.
Apparently he wants a Choco Taco, but you have to get it from this one specific bodega that's located on Broadway. On Broadway and Steinway Street, you're going to find Afghani merchants who are dealing bricks that may or may not have been supplied by Business Cat to end up making the opioid crisis contend and compete with the actual fucking smoking and injecting of powder. For you see bill format and then pill format and then...
And then it's like, all right, Whisper. Like, I was just wondering if you wanted like extra cheese because I ordered a pizza. But like, all right, dude. Like, Whisper takes everything from like 0 to 11, and then like Whisper is the reason why I've had to see more than one person pushed off the side of the bridge. It's okay. They were just like having an argument and they were talking, and someone just tripped and fell. But like they were right next to an idling car. And I don't know why Whisper the Great was wearing fucking like duct tape under his shoes, but like, all right, man, like, listen,
That I don't even think that's up for debate anymore right now, Bill. Like, because at least from where I'm sitting, and I don't know where you're from, but like I think we have a confirmation that like what's that shit? Fentanyl? Yeah, fentanyl is mostly being shipped in from like Chinese and what is it, Mexican cartels?
all right, this is what I'd like to propose.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, Bill the Cat, we're just getting casually owned by those guys. All right, now, Bill, I have some good news and I have some bad news. All right, so Bill the Cat 666, unlike Bill the Cat 143, who's from fucking Belgium, up yours, Bill the Cat 143. So, oh, I know that personally. Yes, very much so. So, here's the deal. All right, I'm gonna read something to you about the opioid crisis because words mean things. Oh, I very much know what it is. So, yes. So here's the deal.
Yeah. So as mentioned, words mean things. Stream. This is probably going to end up being a lot of things that we do here is just reading out of this book, if not vamping for no fucking reason.
I would like to take a quick break after reading this, but I'm only bringing this up.
No, we can take a break. It's fine. You take your mask off and chill for a little bit.
Read the title. Read that title.
All opioid roads lead to Afghanistan.
All right. So, The Very Bad Men, this is a book of words. This is a book of words so important that I felt the need to commit them to paper. Because, God forbid, people in tactical gear show up to where I live and do the whole, that scene in Brazil where they jump in from the top window to the bottom window, rappelling with rope while wearing tactical gear. So that happens, and they throw magnetic grenades or EMPs at my shit. You can't do anything against ink on paper, okay? Monoxis has to free the cat because Business Cat doesn't have a fucking job anymore. So now he just starts shit and goes, and then like comes back like fucking with gashes and like fucking really weird grievous wounds, and then he fucking eats and rests up and goes back outside and he fights fucking like gibberlings. And like, yo, he's strong enough to like deal with like a wounded orc all on its own. Fentanyl is legally produced in China and the government gives them tax breaks. This is true. Arsol 88 knows what he's talking about. Fentanyl kills people in very small amounts, right? Often spiked in coke or other hard drugs, but do people use it to get high? It's not their fault, Whisper. I don't think they're doing it deliberately. It's just laced onto whatever it is their drug of choice.
In fact, I know someone whose entire batch of stuff they had like that they were intending to sell. It was all just cut with fentanyl, and they're like, I can't fucking give this to people because it'll fucking kill them.
All right.
Like, that shit's ridiculous.
No. Now, hang on. Listen, The Very Bad Man goes, yeah, I remember the words because words mean things. You see that? Words mean things. All right? So I'm going to read something from Words Mean Things Volume 2 in a little bit. But first of all, in a black market, there's just not a lot of control. No, Bill the Cat 666. There is not. Now, China and Mexico, to be perfectly honest with you, does have a stranglehold on the narcotics coming into the United States, but like for what it's worth, and we must consider, all right? Okay. For what we must consider, this moment of maintenance is brought to you by Monoxis. funnier than 97% of what you find on Twitter. So we must take into consideration that it's not just China; it's also Mexico that brings drugs into this country. And of all the countries on the planet Earth, America has the money to spend on wanting to get fucked the fuck up. Memory serves me correctly, America consumes more drugs than any other country on the planet. So listen, people in America want to get fucked the fuck up. So the point I'm trying to make is this: China, perhaps; Mexico, very. And before I go on, don't worry, Bill the Cat 666. I know you're waiting, but just give us 12 and a half seconds. Whisper the Great chimes in. I know that they use it in medical field for some shit, but I also know that shit kills your ass. Kind of like how ketamine is supposed to fucking put animals to sleep before surgery, but people take it and then they're caught in the K-hole. Or whatever the fuck that means. The point is, we're going to read words mean things.
I know an asshole that actually just takes ketamine for fun, and that shit's hilarious to watch. Because he's like, yeah, the whole point is to get in the K-hole. And I'm like, yeah, except when you're a fucking mess, and it's no longer fun to hang out. You're just you're horrible. It's not, no. So anyone who does that shit, fuck that.
Also, not sure if we're still doing powers, but the power to get this audio system to work just once, please God, it's something I'd really like a lot for.
I mean, I mentioned this earlier. Thank you, though, for shitting on our audio. Because, no, we deserve it. This audio sucks. Sometime this week we'll have an actual audio setup and not just plugging a mic into a computer and being like, please work!
The Very Bad Man. I love that screen name because it reminds me of Not Yours. Not Yours. All right. I'm just making sure if his audio works or not. Did you hear that, The Very Bad Man? Did you hear me? I want to hear it from him. Do you have power of attorney over him?
People wearing headphones are not going to enjoy it.
All right, fine. I just want to hear from The Very Bad Man himself. I really like that episode, Homer Badman from The Simpsons, because first of all, it starts off in the fucking candy convention, and I love how all good Simpsons episodes, there's 3 acts, and Act 1 has nothing to do with Act 2 and Act 3. So, him and Margarine... Whisper the Great, when will 718 and KRP have IRL collab? We're either going to have to go to Ohio or you're going to have to come to here, but the closest thing to a 718...
It's probably cheaper if we go to Ohio.
Okay, that being said, the closest thing to a 718 KRP collab is when we showed up on Montes Berwa's video on the YouTubes.
Yeah, no, the feedback is pretty shit because this mic is picking up on background noise nonsense. Mostly because, there's a power plant, in that general direction, and I'm pretty sure it's causing issues, but, we're working on it. As far as the collab goes, I don't know about you, this year vacation maybe?
So hear us out, all right? If you ever saw explodey pictures taking place in a power plant, that power plant was Con Edison, and we live a couple of blocks away from Con Edison.
Right there.
So that's where that happened. If you saw these blue spark explosion explodey pics on the interbuts, all right? So real quickly, we're going to read EMF signals and shit. No, you are not fucking lying, Whisper the Great. All right, so we're going to read something from the Words Mean Things Volume 2 because someone mentioned opioids. And after this, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back. All right, ladies and jerks, now. Can you read the title one more time?
All opioid roads lead to Afghanistan.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're reading from home, I would like to read to you All Opioid Roads Lead to Afghanistan. Pharma industrial opioids are semi-synthetic, which means that Big Pharma has to synthesize them from natural opioid poppy plants. All proprietary opioids are made from the poppy plant or its derivatives like raw opium or morphine. Semi-synthetic opioids, such as oxycodone, were introduced to the prescription market from the 1950s onward, followed by slow-form release formulations, such as Oxycontin. In the 1990s and early 2000s, which doctors began embracing for the treatment of chronic pain and pain relief. Among them were the fentanyl patch, hydromorphone, and Oxycontin, the latter made by U.S.-based Purdue Pharma, which was aggressively marketed its product to practicing physicians and medical school students as a highly effective painkiller without unacceptable side effects. including addiction. Prescription numbers soared in Canada, the US, and elsewhere, as did growing reports of addictions and overdose deaths. It is an epidemic, and the CIA and the United States military is at the center of it. So the next time you hear Matty CC talking about business cat pushing bricks of heroines out of Afghanistan, you have to remember who greases the wheels, who puts the things in motion. So business cat can fucking commit the kind of crimes that would drag him into The Hague, but he's in international waters. And there's no age of consent in international waters, because that's how business cat rolls. Ugh. So we're going to take a break, and you hold on to your butts, okay? We're going to be right back.
Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate it. Haynes, like I said, is taking his wine slash smoke slash not having a mask on break. And I recently reconfigured the physical setup, so the camera is more right in front of us, and the screens are a little more spread out. I don't know. Haynes, here's the thing. I can move this. So, like, this is currently where... Yo, thanks, dude. And Haynes let me know that you're gonna be streaming later, if I'm not mistaken.
We're going to be having... Can you hear me from where I'm at?
He probably can't just because our mics are ball. No, you're good. You're good. I got you. Point. Yeah, you. I appreciate you hosting. I believe you're going to be streaming at some point tonight. We're gonna hang out and bullshit in your stream.
First of all, now hang on, El Primo. First of all, we're going to have one gentlemanly game of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, and then we would like to come on down to you spinning the ones and twos, earning the name the aforementioned DJ El Primo. Ladies and gentlemen, come see Madman Muzan, who is on Twitch, who not only plays a mean game of Tekken, he can also spin on the ones and twos. To be perfectly honest with you, songs that I would not have kicked the fucking knob off of the car stereo and where I'm at fast enough, I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to these songs. And he takes these songs and crafts them into something that honestly I wish I could listen to when I'm working out or getting shit done. It's better than montage music, no joke. And remember, DJ El Primo, Mr. Bungle Horn Section intensifies.
So yeah, there's that. Anyway, Haynes wants to have another run at this fucking dungeon crawl stone soup nonsense. So in the meantime, I'm gonna just figure out how to make it not look like this, because we have this fucking screen over here, which is not the screen we usually stream from. But here's the thing: you probably saw when you walked in today. Like I changed up the setup because I was planning for I was like, we're gonna do the whole Words Mean Things table stream, and the camera has to go elsewhere. And then I personally would like to have this side monitor here set up for stream stuff. But I'm currently not set to that on fucking Twitch, so we've got a whole capture issue going on, which is fine. I can just do a quick shift on that, and then we'll get that together. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, bam. Okay. Now I do this, and then this. Oh look, it's the stream, and it's all this stuff. Bang, bang, bang. Now I think, if I'm not mistaken. Except for chat being massive. I'm sorry, very bad man. We're not restarting from the beginning. Although, to be fair, the plan is to upload all of this. Like every stream we do, is going to end up on the 718 channel, whether it's just us hanging out, whether it's us playing video games, me playing games by myself, Haynes playing games by himself, like moving forward. No, it looks good. Looks good. So yeah, I mean like our audio issues are also shit at this time, so don't be surprised. Um, hopefully everything looks good on yours ends. I just had to switch the screens we're doing because Haynes would like another attempt at Berserker Minotaur, which well here's I mean like just one more only means like one more right now, and then you fucking die again, and then we're like, you know what? One more, and one more, and one more. No, no, no. There's gonna be a goddamn Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup stream a year from now, just to commemorate like the whole like this is how it started. Like this Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup's gonna be a fucking thing for the rest of this like channel and stream's life. It's fine though because it's a game that you fucking love and play. Oh no, like I'm gonna use some of my free time to learn to play this game so I can also jump in. But here's the thing, like I've got a Steam library a mile long, which like part of it is shit like I'm gonna solo play, and if people are interested in that shit, like just fucking hang out when I do that. Well, there's no date set. I think maybe I might try tomorrow with some bullshit, but like there's plenty of games I want you to play too on my Steam.
Among other things, I would very much like to play. I would love to put you ladies and jerks through Dungeons of Dreadmore. I would love to put you people through that. But first you have to sit through things like me reading Blood Meridian, Monoxus editing a stream while he's in his bathrobe, hungover the afternoon after, getting more fucking ass than a fucking outdoor concert like fucking toilet seat porta-john. This guy fucking gets more head than a fucking guillotine. He eats more pussy than cervical cancer. He goes on Tinder and he just swipes left 97 times until he finds like some lady that through some fucking like because there's no such thing as a coincidence in this life. All right. So like of course she swiped on him and he swiped on her, and then it's like,
Ha you matched.
and then he's all like, sup, and she's all like, not much. And he could do one of two things. He could either be like, let's fuck, or he could be like, I'll get to know you, and then let's fuck. And then one of two things happens. He fucks, or he gets to know her, and then he fucks. All right? So that's Monoxus on Tinder, and I wish that was an MMORPG you could all take part in. But what you can do is lift and improve yourself, and then just be honest and direct. You know what I do? I tell women it's got to be fun, and it's got to end. And I've had like 2 drinks thrown at me and a plate of nachos. I'm not fucking sorry for finishing after it was thrown at me. But I don't want to waste anyone's time, especially my own. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, but there are no ladies on the internet. So gentlemen, number 1, always wear protection. Number 2, you just be like, it's got to be serious and it's got to end. And that's it. You don't want to waste anyone's time or yours.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, No Country for Old Men roguelike, maybe, like, in the future. We could have it. We could possibly have someone make that if we ever get like any kind of clout. Here's the thing: he also can't see shit right now. Like as far as chat goes, as far as like things on the screen, he's off over there getting his shit together. But like, I mean, I figured like we don't have to always fucking be sitting on like the be right back screen. Like, we could hang out for a little bit. And for those of you who are still chiming in, we appreciate that. I see a mask coming out anyway. So we're going to. Yeah, he just like that was just him just going off because like one comment happened. He's good at that though.
I can't even read chat. I gotta get back to that when I'm in math.
Well, you're fine. You're not gonna read chat right now. You're taking a break. It's fine. I'm more than capable of sitting here and chit chatting with people and vamping. Ain't nobody nuking shit. Look, I can like you're talking about me streaming solo, which yeah, that's gonna be a thing. It's not like I can't fucking vamp. I'm just sometimes you get a microphone in front of you, and you don't shut up. Which like I'm not complaining. Half of half of the content we put up is just like you know what, let one of us talk for too long and it gets fucking posted.
I see you, Bill the Cat 666. Don't worry, I'll be back
He's right here. No, he's off screen, but he's got the mask back.
All right, so we're going to have a brief adjustment so we can get into the proper positioning. Right, so we have a few things to work out before we get into this gentlemanly game of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. So you hold on to your asses, your titties, and your butts, and everything else that physics will leave behind. Now you hold on, all right?
Yeah, okay, hold on. We're here. We're here. We're live. We're doing stuff. I really hope these plugs don't fuck up. DEF CON? Okay, yeah. Go ahead. Do your thing. Scoochin'! No, it's cool. It's fine. It's just, you got to get in there. I'll
I moved it because of my legs. It is not an act of aggression. I am not violating the NAP, all right?
No one can hear you. Anyway, do me a favor, real quick. So here's how this new setup sort of kind of works. First off, scooch over a little bit.
I can't scooch over anymore.
Well, they're good. It's work in progress. I can also slide that bitch over. Now, before you start playing this game, just go over here. See that link? Just click on it. It's a game. It's a GOG. But then go back to your screen because I'm going to check this shit out when we're not on stream.
Okay, so, all right, Bill the Cat 666. Monoxis is going to be looking at this when I'm done and later this evening and possibly tomorrow morning. It depends because what if he goes on Tinder and he swipes left?
Now, I'm cutting him off. We're not doing this anymore. No, because my Tinder life is atrocious, and you just keep making me sound like I'm doing well.
What if, like, he goes on Tinder and he swipes left like 127 times and then he's going to, like, meet some lady and then, like, she's going to, at first, like, present herself to be an original thought generating entity of the opposite sex that he's going to be like, all right, like, no dummy ever had a sense of humor. And then, like, and then, like, but it's only a matter of time until you're on, like, fixed, because eventually, like, she's going to say or do something that or you're going to be like, my pee-pee can't get hard for her because she's fucking retarded. Like, something is going to happen. And then after those 127 swipes left, then, like, Monoxis returns back to civilian life. And then, like, 14 hours later, him and I are in front of the camera. And I'm like, any state that begins with an I is trouble. Back to you in the newsroom, cameraman. And then, like, on breaks, it's like he doesn't smoke. And now he's bothering me for smokes in outside fucking HQ. And that's what happens, all right? That's what happens when you fucking use Tinder. You were saying, dude? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
So, Bill the Cat 666 is all, kill one man, and you are a murderer. Kill millions of men, and you are a conqueror. Kill them all, you are a god. Jean Rostad, thoughts of a biologist. He's not wrong, but, like, only if you want to have, like, a high score. Do you want to have a high score? That's a lot of time and energy you can't get back from anything. All right. So, the very bad man. Get up on that iodine, boys. Well, are you going to discuss fluoridation with us? You get back to us, okay? The very bad man. Make a fake Tinder account. Quit Jack Elam. Bill the Cat 666. It's awesome. Well, exactly how awesome is this, Bill the Cat 666? You need to tell us, and you need to keep me informed. Because right now, we're going to be logging into Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup.
So, if you are new for some reason to what we've been doing the past couple of days and last week, this game is was it roguelite, I believe is the term?
Roguelite, yes it is.
And Haynes has I guess like a pre-chosen character, like a Minotaur Berserker. And he just wants to get to the dwarven fucking mines, dude.
You heard it here, folks, not just from Bill the Cat, but swipe right on that guy. Download a bunch of Jack Elam pics and make a Tinder account out of it. He always scores, I don't know why. Right, but the problem, Bill the Cat 666, is eventually you meet up in person, and if you don't look like Jack Elam, that's entirely on you, all right?
Yeah, I mean, you could also just, not lie and meet people who don't give a fuck about you. That's a whole other issue, though. Yeah. Oh no. Symbol spanning got a thing. Okay, I gotta work on that too. Apparently you can't do. I wonder what the fucking cutoff on that fucking auto mod is.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're playing Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. All right. So here's the deal. I am playing a Minotaur Berserker, which means I can't wear helmets because I have horns, but the horns give me a counterattack most of the time. All right? On top of this, we have to find an orb within a dungeon and a dungeon and a dungeon and a dungeon. So hold on to your butts. This can take anywhere from like 5 minutes to who knows how many hours because we're trying to get that orb. And you see this over here, all right? I have to come back to this fucking spot once I find this orb in a dungeon within a dungeon within another fucking dungeon that is also in a dungeon. So,
Yeah, we've been at this for a couple of days now, more or less.
so live from 718 TV HQ, we invite you to take a peek at Dungeons Crawlstone Soup. The very bad man. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I have to look up this image here real quick for Build a Cat Jack Elam. Does this really work for people? I mean, like, I'm not questioning its validity, but like, okay, maybe. Although I don't trust you based on what I'm seeing on Google search, and God knows I'm looking at the wrong person. This person right here, according to my phone.
Yes. Jack Elam with his fucking walleye charm. You can't beat him.
Yeah, sure. You totally can't.
Y'all should mess around with some AI-generated type-to-play adventure quests. Can you elaborate, DJ El Primo?
No, I've seen a couple of those, which like, no, you're not wrong. Those things are kind of fucking like cool to mess with. Yeah. I'm sure he did in his time. I don't know if it would work now, but like, you know what? For all I know, you have a fake account, and Jack Elam is your only profile picture, and you're just getting like matches left and right, and then you can't meet them in person because you're not fucking Jack Elam, but you're pretending to be. Which, like, good fucking job, I guess. As far as like the text AI generated adventures, like I've actually seen them. What was the fucking channel? Oni from like Oni NG, like Newgrounds bullshit, has a fucking YouTube channel, and he does some text adventures. You have to have at least 2 Tinder accounts. No, I want an account where like I meet people I like. You're like, no, yeah, fine. You could just troll people, but like I'm trying to actually fucking meet these people and then get laid.
Alright, now hang on. I'm missing out on some fucking gold.
No, I just Build a Cat just talking about having his 2 Tinder accounts, where one of them is Jack Elam and the other one might actually be Build a Cat.
Build a Cat 666. I'm not going to say that he paved the way for people like Monoxus to get more head than a guillotine, but Build a Cat 666 managed to perfect this really weird requirement that a lot of modern women are like, treat me like an object, but don't expect that you could treat me like an object. And Build a Cat 666 is like, okay. And that's how he gets it done.
Either way, Haynes is also just like going way too hard on how often Tinder works, because Tinder does not work at all. Either way, not the point. Getting off track here.
That's just a humble brag of you.
No, it's not a humble brag. I know, because Tinder's a fucking piece of shit, and everyone on there is a lying asshole. And then when you get to actually connect with someone, you're like, oh great, now we get to fucking like have a few words, and you're like, someone else matched with me, and you're just like, okay, great. And then sometimes you meet someone nice, and then hopefully it goes somewhere, but almost never does. In fact, all of my real relationships are people I've known from like personal interactions in the past. Not the point.
Pre-internet interaction.
Yeah. Pre-internet, like non-Tinder bullshit.
Hey, chat. Does anyone in chat have pre-internet interactions? Let us know. I'd like to know personally.
Yeah, no, whisper. Like there was this one girl I've met on Tinder who was nice, and the only reason we're not a thing is because I was like, I'm kind of not looking for what you're looking for, so like, I'm gonna save you from me. And I was like, we're done. Like, that's it. And that was like the nicest person I met on Tinder. Went tobogganing on with a fucking. I mean, like, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying Tinder's like bots and people with like too much shit on their mind to actually focus on like building a relationship. It's not a good place to meet people unless you're trying to just like smash or hate yourself.
or both at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, like, personally, I've only heard good things about like stuff like Plenty of Fish, because there's more to it than just like, hey, look, here's a picture, swipe. You actually have to communicate with someone and talk to them. But like,
oh boy. Okay, so check this out. Once upon a time, I approached Plenty of Fish through a strictly number-based games in the same way when Hank is worried Bobby's gonna be gay, so like he takes him to hang out with Boomhauer, and then Boomhauer's like, "I'm gonna show you how I hit on bitches," and it's just a numbers game, and he hits on every fucking woman that's like remotely attractive with a pulse, and then like number 17, he gets a phone number, and Bobby's like, "That's it? You just and Boomhauer's like, "Hey, shut up, goddamn secret, trade secret." So the point is, on a website like plentyoffish.com, you have to have a cover letter, and you have to have a cover letter for like women who are only there to get like gorilla fucked over the love seat that in their mind's eye their dad ignored them from. You either have a cover letter for that, or you have a cover letter for like, oh, like you actually wrote things in your profile that were like somewhat meaningful, and it gleams into like who it is that you are as a person, taking time to express yourself on this fucking fetid dating app. And then you have a cover letter for that, and then you just yield in what brings from there. That's what you should do. That's the story of Plenty of Fish.
yeah. So he has some experience. But either way, like Plenty of Fish lets you actually show yourself versus Tinder, where it's like you'll fit your characteristics into like 6 pictures and a fucking short like Twitter style post. And it's like that's not enough to go off of at all. Most people post emojis, and I'm like, you're.
Except visually.
Yeah, no, you can fucking see someone hot and be like, I'd fuck you, and that's what like most of Twitter, not Twitter, Tinder is. It's just like I'd fuck you, like, and then you swipe.
And sometimes the two of you swipe, and then celebrate good times. Come on, as long as it doesn't fucking die in the vine. As long as it doesn't fucking, oh, there are like 7 factors and it's fucking gross and ugly. And yeah, Tinder isn't this fucking fail-safe sort of thing. But if you take care of yourself, and if, for example, you exercise or you lift weights and you don't treat yourself like a piece of shit, and if you are out there to stimulate the I want that to fucking dominate me, like he does every other fucking time he logs into fucking Tinder, it's just about like messages like "come fuck me, papi," and he's like, "No, I'm already messing with another Latina. Get away! You could already smell it on me through the fucking pheromones of a TCP/IP connection." That's what he's all fucking up to. All right. So if he could do it, what the fuck is your excuse? But Tinder is not a fail-safe ordeal. Now, Bill the Cat. If you think you're serious, you have to do it in real life. Best lady I ever met. Romance was a stats textbook. Ooh, Bill the Cat 666 coming in with the cold, hard, fucked up logic, but he's not wrong. The very bad man. Try a stealth build. Like sensitive artist. Like fucking prick playing the guitar under a tree. Alright. Alright. The very bad man knows what the fuck the score is. Just remember to take the anatomy posters down before having anyone over.
I mean, I think the point in that would just like the whole stealth build thing. I'm not trying to fucking stealth build women. I'm trying to actually find someone I like. If it was just like trying to smash, that would be fucking easy mode. Like, you lie. Oh my god, you lie. And then they're like, oh, you're. And you fucking take them to a hotel and smash. Because lying works more than fucking truth.
What I don't understand about Tinder, which like Monoxis can attest to, okay, but what I don't understand about Tinder is like, why are you on Tinder to look for a serious relationship?
No. Hold on. To be fair, like, you could totally find someone on Tinder and develop a relationship if you're not just fucking people. Like, but there are people on Tinder who are just trying to fuck.
But that's what Tinder is for. Like,
No.
Tinder is
No.
for like, you put the penis in the woman, and then she's either a dead fish or like she claws at your back, and then she prevents you from leaving. It's one or the other. There's very little like gray area there. Every once in a while you find gray area, and hopefully that fucking works out for you. Sometimes it can work out for you, but it will work out for you. But the point is, it's either one of two, and it's crazy the talk that people can bring to the table, and then when it's time to dance, it's like, shit, this is your first rodeo. And that does happen. Welcome to Tinder, where everything is just fucking not as good as you expected.
I mean, yeah, Bill. Like as Haynes said, a lot of Tinder is just smashing and passing, but like that doesn't mean you can't meet somebody on it. It's not likely.
Okay, but fucking going on Tinder looking for a serious relationship is like going to a fucking Greek diner and complaining about the seafood. It's like you could have fucking ordered the cheeseburger deluxe and gotten off like fucking gangbusters, but instead you're gonna order fucking seafood in a Greek diner. Why didn't you go to a fucking Greek restaurant and order the seafood? No, it's like this really weird self-fulfilling prophecy that people limit themselves into because they want to play life in spectator mode, and that's how people apply themselves on Twitter. And by people, I mean women.
I'm just saying, in general, like, it doesn't have to be this fucking nightmare. Oh yeah, like your fucking Tinder profile. Like if you're using your actual email for any kind of online stuff, you might have a problem. You should always have like a personal email bill that's like for actual shit. But like anyway, I'm missing out on this because of this Tinder bullshit talk on this dungeon run. You're on floor 3, and I paid zero attention to what the fuck's going on. Have you gotten anything of value that I should be aware of?
Plate mail.
Okay, so you have plate mail already. How about potions and scrolls? Is there anything there?
We're gonna find out. Well, first of all, let me pick up these gloves and murder these geckos and hound skeletons, and then you see it doesn't stop. So now we just have to fucking pick up these gloves. Then we have to equip these gloves. Okay. Then we're gonna pick up these scrolls and these potions, and it was exactly what you asked for. All right. Now. Ooh. Okay. They're a cursed -1 pair of gloves.
Get fucked.
So let's hope that one of these is a scroll of remove curse. Number 1, scroll of identify. Let's see if it's this. It is a scroll of remove curse. So now we take these fucking gloves off. Right? Goodbye, gloves. I'll see you in hell. Then, drop the leather armor because we're wearing plate mail. Get yourself a mean Sichuan lady. Bill the cat clearly has a preference to Shanghai rather than Beijing. All right. The whole point is you're supposed to find some missus you can be refugees with. Refugees in the proverbial, not literal, perhaps in the metaphorical and allegorical sense. Bill the cat 666 reminding us that the Paris Review of Literature can sometimes include Twitch shitposts. Thank you, Bill the cat 666.
Okay, so them gloves is dead, yeah. Okay, so like I said, I'm just catching up because.
Okay, this is not good at all. As you see here, you fall into a shaft and drop 3 floors.
Great, so you get to skip dungeon levels.
Not on my own terms.
Right. I mean, Bill, the odds of you finding a woman who can carry stuff and do basic first aid, I mean, not to say that there are a lot of dudes that know that shit either, but like, you're asking a lot from modern women. Oh no, he can get back up. He can definitely go upstairs if he finds the stairs that led back. So like just now he's on dungeon 5, or floor 5 of the dungeon. So he's definitely able to go back, but he got dropped multiple levels and had to deal with that shit. Yeah, I mean, medic or currency, sure.
Boon of my deity, and get them go berserk and get them at the choke point, and then we level up. And then we continue swinging at the choke point, and then we rest.
Yeah, so normal berserk bullshit in this game. But now you have to work your way back through the floors to get gear and loot and experience and all that shit, and then come back to this fucking floor, if I'm not mistaken.
So we have to find a way back up, and of course, as I need a way back up, I'm given 2 ways back down.
Yeah, because fuck you. You fell down and then keep going.
Oh.
Yeah, those scrolls can't save you if they're garbage scrolls. So
First, okay, we have to get back to square 1, and then we're going to read all the scrolls, all right? Now, hang on.
wait, do we have P potions?
Coppery potions? That's pretty P-related.
I'll take coppery as P related.
All right. Quaff. You feel magically... It's a potion of cancellation. We can use that later.
What does cancellation do?
So, any effect that you induce due to a potion or a magical effect, you could cancel it out. Like, let's say you have a potion of flight, and you have to cross like a chasm. You cross the chasm. That enemy has a bonus against flying creatures. Potion of cancellation. Berserk. Swing.
Okay, fair enough. It's mildly scary, I guess. Bad man. If you know what you're doing, you can kind of just yeah. Well, Haynes could be using the auto feature, which is just jarring and terrible to look at. And it just makes the fucking character jump all over the place, which we've decided not to do in terms of like
Well, because
for recording.
now this is a gentlemanly game of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. If it wasn't a gentlemanly game, all right. If I don't find a staircase and because you see that bear got mad and he did extra damage and then I killed him. You see, I'm wielding an axe, and an axe can give me area of effect slashing. If you could see that, and also for those of like, okay, now hang on. How do I let them? Here we go. So these are my stats. All right, all of this. So over here is the quest log and yada yada yada. But over here are my stats. All right, now I'm wearing plate mail. Right now I'm focusing on putting experience in fighter, because you see, fighter, among all other offensive relating damage, yada yada, dodging X, Y, and Z, even though dodging has its own shit, fighting is all offensive shit. The point is, fighting. It also affects the number of hit points you gain per level. So I need to get that up if I want something resembling a chance in this fantabulous bullshit. Now, back to you in the newsroom.
So yeah, that's the gist of it. The funny thing is that sometimes random bullshit just fucking kills you anyway. But that's kind of half the battle of like a roguelite game in general. Like, you can't control what's in front of you, considering like this man is now backtracking floors just so he can go back to 3.
Okay, now I'm back to
Yeah,
3.
so now he's back on 3, which he spent plenty of time being like, I need a fucking staircase so I can just go finish exploring this level and getting the gear and the XP.
So now, just for frame of reference, we're going to see the hyper mega jarring auto explore against your will. Watch this.
Yeah, so like it's gonna jump. See those like yellow footprint things? That's showing you the pathing that it's taking, and it auto paths to, I believe it's like other enemies, unexplored areas and gear, right? Like things on the ground. So like he can just mash that and like there you go, like teleport across the fucking dungeon. Because the game's like, the next thing's over here, and now you're just kind of stuck being like, where the fuck is he? And I guess for the sake of argument, he's just doing that so he can clear this fucking floor, which he was robbed of not but a few moments ago. As he beats up slimes? Are those slimes?
Slimes and oozes. Hold on. Let's find out what this is, all right? Hold on. How do we find out what the quest log is? No.
Wait, there are actually quests in this game?
No. Well, you could find the fucking command where it shows you all of this. Like, scroll down here, and then because I wanted to look at, we were like, okay, I know we killed oozes, and I think we killed red jellies to answer your question. That's what I was trying to do.
Oh, like to go back on the chat.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to this kinetic bullshit auto explore. Check this out.
And bop. And then eventually, as he does the auto explore and clears out the floor, it'll just say you've finished exploring this floor, and you get like in the bottom left, done exploring, like right there. Then there's nothing left. There are no enemies. There's no gear you haven't seen. There's no rooms left to see. Here, you have 9 scrolls.
So we have 9 scrolls of identify. Look at this fantastic bullshit. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now first of all, do we have anything resembling pea potions? Say that again? All right, no, that's actually that's a valid pea potion. What if you've got kidney fucked up? All right. So let's see this. Ruby potion, right? A potion of curing. All right, we need that. All right, that's very important.
Bubbling brown if your kidneys are failing.
Bubbling brown if you're diabetic and your pee tastes like cake. All right. A potion of invisibility. I could use that actually.
So now, I see 11.
Mhm.
Chat needs to start taking some shit.
All right, chat, if you could give us a hand. So we have some potions and we have some scrolls and a ring that we need to identify. So we're going to use a potion of identify. You tell us what to identify.
That's a good point, man. I will definitely update. Wait, it should not have expired already, but I'll definitely check it out.
I think he meant me. You have to resend the invite.
That was for Discord.
Okay.
Should not have expired already, but I will definitely update it.
So come on, ladies and gentlemen, you got to let us know. What are we fucking identifying? Seriously, this is on you. Well, we identified all the pages.
Oh yeah, we identified things that are P-like. Now it's all scrolls or rings.
Oh no, wait, amethyst. What color is amethyst? Can you look that up on your phone? Look up amethyst on your phone.
We have a rule here where, like, if a potion resembles P
Okay.
in any form,
The very bad man. We have a potion. We have potions. We have scrolls. We have yet to identify. So we have scrolls of identify we're going to use, and we're going to identify things. So tell us what to identify. Amethyst is not P-colored. Confirmed. Okay.
yeah. So normally, if we have a potion that resembles P in any form, so like yellows, clears, off browns,
Red.
you're bleeding because your kidneys are failing, reds, like potions that look like P, we just identify and or drink them for the sake of argument. Otherwise,
So far, it has been nothing but Millhouse with these potions. It's fucking great.
so with that in mind, we have identified all the things that could be slightly P-like, and then you'll see on the side of the screen there, like next to the scrolls, there are some letters. If not, you can type out the names of the scrolls.
Just type in the letter.
Yeah.
We're leaving it up to you.
And that'll be the thing that we identify to find out what that scroll does and if we want to use it moving forward.
Now remember, if nobody identifies it, the house always wins, so he gets to pick. After all, it is his stream.
And I always go gear first, so like rings and amulets. After that, it's the thing with the most amount of it. So like right now it would be the ring that's sitting at the top, and then after that would be the 4 scrolls of whatever the fuck that is.
You know what? We're going to take a shortcut and just look at the 4 scrolls. We're not even going to get to the ring because I say so. So let's see what those 4 scrolls are. Scrolls of Amnesia. Shit.
Useless. Amnesia scrolls are garbage.
If you're a caster, you forget a spell that you had memorized, but we're not a caster. We're a Minotaur Berserker.
All right. So if no one else wants to chime in, like by all means, feel free to do so. We're gonna go with the ring.
All right, so here we go. It is a ring of magic power.
That I imagine is also useless for you.
Well, if we're a caster, it would be great, but we're not a caster, so drop.
Yeah, so it's a track ring.
So if you could round this out by calling it what it is.
Yeah. It's if there's a pea potion, we drink it or we identify it. If we can identify it before drinking it, we will do so. Like right now, we're on an identify spree because we have mad identify scrolls. So like Whisper, if you want, pick a fucking thing and we'll identify that shit. Go for it.
All right, Whisper made his way home after CODing his way from work, after having to go from like urban jungle to fucking random sudden Vietnam in the wastelands. Cute. All right. A potion of haste. Ooh. All right, Whisper. When we get into some shit, I'm gonna use a potion of haste, and it's gonna be great. This is gonna be for you, buddy. All right, just you wait.
How many scrolls do we have left right now? Identify wise.
So we have 4 scrolls of identity.
Oh, we'll be here all fucking day. Like that top scroll, the one that there's 2 of.
Teleportation, not bad. All right, better than not bad actually.
All right. Anybody else want to chime in? Chat.
All right.
Because if you don't, I'm gonna go with L and the 2 fizzy gray potions because there's fucking 2 of them. And I'd rather have a commodity of something I can use than 1.
Not a bad art. Listen, I can't argue against that. So, chat, it's up to you.
Bam. Batman's on my side. Do the one we got 2 of.
Is he gray potion?
We have 2 more after this too.
Oops, I clicked on the other one, so my bad. It was a potion of healing. It's a gray potion. And it was a potion of mutation. We're going to say no tonight. Listen, that potion of mutation fucked me up. And I'm sorry. But we're not going to deal with
Haynes doesn't like potion of mutation runs
Oh,
because
no.
they're RNG.
Listen, one of these days, I'm going to make a potion of mutation run, and it's basically going to be anywhere from 20 minutes to 3 hours of me taking potions of mutations and then restarting until I get a very good, flawless. You only have a 33.3% chance of having 3 good mutations. You get mutated 3 times, and it's a fucking crapshoot RNG gamble of good and bad mutations. I recommend the potion of mutation. No, the very bad man we are not. I'm sorry.
You could do one.
No, not today. Not
Just one.
no, not today.
See, he's super against them. He's not a fan. They'll fuck your run up though.
Hey, listen. Last time, Whisper was all like, "You chug them bitches," and then we chug them bitches, and then like eventually I died. I'm not just.
We're getting. It's you can't not.
First, let's kill these scrolls of identify.
Fair. Hold up. I'll be right back. You're gonna have to hold this.
All right. So first, okay. No, Whisper, you son of a bitch. The potion of mutation is gonna fucking kill us. All right.
But it might not.
It might. All right.
It might not.
But it might. All right. Listen. First of all, crack him. DJ El Primo, is this about the potion of mutation? So clarify, and then we'll fucking gamble on this thing. All right. That which does not kill you. Oh, right. But listen, herein lies the problem. Okay, Bill the Cat 666. A potion of mutation. Yes, you're not wrong. I did ask the internet, but a potion of mutation fucked me up last time. Chug-a-lug mofos. God damn it, DJ El Primo. All right. However, how about this? All right. We're gonna chug that potion. How many levels am I? Give me 2 seconds. All right. So we're on. Well, first of all, we're just gonna identify that and get it over with. It's a potion of resistance, and I could use that. So we're on level 3 of the dungeon. That is not so fucking bad. What is the best thing / creatures from fantasy genre? That is a complicated fucking question to unpack, which Monoxus and I can just bear with me. All right, the very bad man, Mad Muzan chimes in and goes, "Drink that mutation potion. You can be an X-Men." All right, so you see these. All right. You hang on. So let's fucking drink this potion and see what happens. Now, after all, there are 2 of them. Okay, so. First of all, we're going to pick them up. All right? Now, this is entirely on you. Okay? So, are you sure? We're going to be pressing fucking Q. And we're going to. Oh, excuse me. This is going to be bad. Just type in Y, and I quaff this potion. You're gonna have to fucking force me into this, alright? Put up or shut up. Really quaff the potion of mutation? Alright, you let me know. Alright, Bill the Cat 666, let us do this. Your connection to magic feels subdued. Your magic regains its normal vibrancy. Rugged brown scales grow over part of your body. Alright, so let's see what happens. Alright, so that means, Bill the Cat 666, what have you guided us into? Ooh! Bill the Cat 666, compounded with KRP going,
Chug, 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 a leg, chug, 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 a leg.
Ended up with me having you are partially covered in rugged brown scales, armor class +1, plus 3% HP. Alright, you and Monoxus, you were right. Alright? Are you happy? You and Monoxus were correct. There you go. You're not going to fucking get contrarian anti-nonsense bullshit from me. Really, you were connected. Because look at the fucking statistical chances of this bullshit from happening. Your connection to magic feels subdued. Your magic regains its normal vibrancy. Which means, if you look at the fucking character, what makes you special? Because I'm a fucking Minotaur. You see this bullshit? You have a pair of horns on your head. You reflexively headbutt yada yada. But now, because of this fucking potion of mutation, hey Monoxus, good news. So it turns out this potion of mutation is a boon. Because it says you are partially covered in rugged brown scales. +1 to AC, +3% hit points. And here I was running my goddamn mouth earlier about hit points per level via fighter by putting experience into that. So here we have, ladies and gentlemen, RNG provides, but don't take it from us. We've got it here on 718 TV headquarters, streaming. On... No, I only drank one. But listen. I'm going to put an end to this before it gets out of hand. I don't want to give this up. Listen, I'm not gambling with this. This is. Listen, you. No.
We got one.
Let's not gamble with our futures here, ladies and gentlemen.
We got one.
We're going to leave that behind and even go to another fucking exit, all right? That's right, Bill the Cat 666. It made us stronger. Okay. Now, we had kind of sort of been through this dungeon, so if you don't mind, I'm going to hit some auto explore.
I mean, that's not to me. Prepare for not knowing where we are, as far as, like, BAM! When we're fighting. Although I appreciate people making this man drink them mutation potions. I would have gone with both of them for lels, but that's just me.
You fall into a shaft and drop 2 floors. Oh, noes.
Welcome back to Dungeon Level 6. We've been here once before because you fell once before. And for some reason this game is like, nah, you gotta be on floor 6. Floor 6 is where there's gonna be some shit on floor 6 that's gonna make you busted. And you've just been running from it your entire fucking playthrough.
Maybe. Let's see if there is something in floor 6 that will give us a boon to fucking murder everyone in sight. But first of all, we're gonna hold on to that and go back up.
Oh yeah, Bill. No, he fell like, I mean, assuming a floor in a dungeon is at least like a story, so we're looking at like a 10-foot drop. This man fell 20 feet this time. Last time it was 30. Although in the world of like Dungeons and Dragons, a 10-foot fall is like a D6.
So now we're back in level 4, so we're gonna go back into my normal bullshit of auto explore. Bill the Cat 666.
Airborne, coming in with the Auto Explorer.
All right, yeah, but now you're just gonna fucking like blast through this fucking like this entire floor, yeah.
More or less.
So, in the
Yo, they threw me in the
yeah,
net. They threw me in the net, and look what it does. Nothing.
yeah, because you're a berserker who doesn't give a shit, except when you hit the wrong commands. Either way, like, yeah.
FYI, right over here is an altar of Trog. There is a blood-stained altar of Trog here, and this is important. All right, now hang on. You guys ever hear about the early days of American chemical weapons research? I have read about it, but I'm not sure if Monoxis has, and if you have any information in regards to this, Bill the Cat 666, I would recommend that you tell us about it. The Very Bad Man. No, don't do it. Listen, the Very Bad Man, I assure you. Now you hold on to your butts, all right? I am a Minotaur of Trog. So, just to pay some lip service, if you don't mind, we're going to give a prayer to Trog. All right? Now, hang on. You offer a prayer to Trog. All right. Everyone in chat, type P to offer a prayer to Trog. All right? We need this. This is how we're going to get strong.
Except you don't need to actually do shit for Trog except kill things. Am I right?
I would like to make it noted that Trog very much loves it when you kill casters for him. If there's things that are not living, mortal, blood, pulse, heart, living, organ, brain, endocrine system, living thing, if you're beyond that, or if you cast magic, Trog can't get enough of it if you kill it. Like whites, Trog wants you to kill all the whites.
Trog wants you to kill all the whites, dude. You heard it here first. Kill all the whites. And again, Trog wants you to kill fucking everything that isn't something that's also not trying to kill everything, because he's a goddamn berserker god.
He has a monopoly on the murder business.
Yeah, which is also why we're kind of playing that build. Is like that's your go-to is this fucking berserker who just murders things. Yeah.
Well, it all ends up boiling down to like no matter what you. That's right. Fuck you, ogre. No matter what. Ooh, wait, there was a buckler. Hold on, we might be able to use that. Now, hang on. Where is that? The point is, everyone has their default character that they kind of like. I have beaten this game once, and it was with a Minotaur Berserker, and I got very lucky because, in fact, I did gamble on a potion of mutation for hours on fucking end, and then I got a good potion of mutation, and then Control Q, and it was like, "Do you really want to save your game?" And I was like, "Yes," and I returned to it later because that took hours and hours and hours, and thankfully to you and to KRP, I did it, and now I have fucking brown scales, and thank you. Fucking Bill the Cat 666. Thank you, Sour Scrow. Thank you, The Very Bad Man. What do we hear? Bill the Cat 666. Dudes used to like inject themselves with sarin and be like, "I'm flexing against the chemical." The Very Bad Man goes, "No, no, only mass kill the bad ones," like last time. That's right, The Very Bad Man. You have to be incredibly discretionary with what you do. But we're going here for this orb and everything between us and the orb. The Geneva Conventions don't matter. That's it. That's it. So we're gonna have to go find this orb. All right.
Well, as far as Berserker
Oh,
goes,
and we have 2 scrolls of identify.
okay. Flex against the chemical. That depends what the chemical is, I guess. It's a nothing. It's a basic buckler, yeah. Yeah. So now you have shielding. Not the point. Those identify scrolls, though, we gotta put those to use, yeah. So what do we have? What do we have to identify? Okay.
TV. Flex against the chemical. Which chemical? Come on, you gotta help. Oh, you know what? Fine. The smoky orange potion. We're gonna identify that chemical. It is a potion of flight. We can use that. That's important.
We got one more. What? No, we have the ring. Fucking identify the ring.
Fine. It's an uncursed ring of stone. Okay. All right. You know what?
Oh no, I don't want to identify the gear.
We're gonna put on the ring of stealth.
So, all right, so hold on. I've never actually seen how stealth in this game works. Is it just like less detection?
Oh, it just means like even though I'm wearing plate mail. Now let's see how much. All right. Ooh, time to put this into axes. So, I'm wearing plate mail, and that's going to slow me down, and that's going to alert enemies to you and to me much quicker than usual. With stealth, that kind of sort of works around the armor penalty that I have, because now I'm stealthy. Even though I'm at a penalty in plate mail, I'm still stealthy, which means sometimes you have less of a time to react to me than I do to you, because let's say like you're sleeping. I'm 2 squares away. Now you finally hear me. So you could either choose to fight me immediately or like shout and call for backup. Sometimes you don't always shout and call for backup. Let's say you're like a fucking ogre or an iguana or a fucking, you know what I mean?
I mean, here's the thing, though. No one actually gives a fuck about the Geneva Conventions, realistically, because you just hire mercs to do your job for you.
Now hang on. Bill the Cat 666. Well, after you drink a potion of mutation, can you even trust your senses? Yes, because you can register your senses right here. I am a Minotaur. I am a mutated Minotaur. I am a mutated Minotaur with rugged brown scales. So, yes, I can trust my senses. Number 2. Might be a bunch of nuns and orphans. It can be. I wouldn't be surprised. But this guy doesn't know. I really don't. I'm sorry, Bill.
He didn't drink a fucking potion of mutation and lose his mind. He's not tripping balls. At least not yet.
Bill the Cat 666. I request, if you haven't already, subscribe to this gentleman's Twitch channel because you were integral to the founding of the fixing of the audio and the very first stream we had came here. So I would like to personally thank you. All right? Hope you do your part. And if you have, thank you. The Very Bad Man comes in and goes, say for instance Cambodia was underground. So underground that the fucking Underground Railroad seems above fucking ground. That's how underground it is. We're done exploring.
Hey, floor 5's done. You can get back to fucking 6 now and actually like put in work over here.
Oh, not yet. We're still gonna do auto explore bullshit because I explored part of this trying to fucking climb my way out of the fucking latrine of doo-doo into freedom. Need for speed underground. Yes.
Yo, match that fucking auto explore.
Yes. Whisper coming in like a fucking thief at the night.
yeah, I just, like I get it now. So like now that I've seen you play this game a couple of times, it's not as fucking jarring. But holy shit, just teleporting around the fucking map. Oh, you're gonna fucking die.
Oh no, here we go. No, we're not gonna die. You see? Just like that.
All right, yeah, this time. But like, you almost ate shit there. So
Almost, but almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. This is dungeon crawl stone soup. You see that?
yeah, just saying
Fuck your invisible bullshit. You saw that? I was all like, fuck your invisible bullshit. We're gonna do dungeon number 7, which I had to climb out earlier when I fucking dropped 2 shafts instead of fucking 3 shafts. This fucking thing. Okay, all right. Now when we get to level 8, then we're gonna have to take it a little bit seriously. But right now, fuck these people.
Is that an amulet I see?
I didn't hear you on that. Auto.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure you picked up an amulet, and I think you just picked up a ring as well. So
Ooh, we gotta kill all the whites. I think I saw some whites. Now, hang on. Did I see a fucking war axe? Trog accepts my kill. Yes. Thank you, Trog. And I'm going to increase my strength. I'm going to pick up this ring, and then I'm going to pick up this axe, and then we're going to see what's what. All right, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, axe. Now remember, a war axe is +3 to damage, +0 to hit. A hand axe, an axe is an axe is an axe. So a hand axe is +3 to hit, +0 to damage. But right now, I am putting experience into axes. And let me show you, ladies and gentlemen, because earlier, I was putting all of my experience.
how do you delete your chat, like your chat log?
Oh, I'm not quite sure, the very bad man. I mean, if you really were a very bad man, then you would know, Mr. Bad Man. Are you a bad man? Are you a very bad man, or do you play one on TV?
I mean, if you want auto mod to just delete your shit, like post a link. Oh no, I got rid of that. Never mind. I don't think there's any way you could just auto get your shit deleted right now because I got rid of that fucking auto mod.
Build a cat 666 is all. I wonder if this is what it was like for the tunnel rats. Oh, for the Viet Cong tunnel rats fighting against America? Might have been. Build a cat may or may not have been a vet who served overseas. The very bad man also quarantined somehow because thank you, Chinese lung herpes. Um, Build a cat 666. Folks say if you do underground combat, you have to use Saba. You can also use Sambo, which is incredibly effective, which is what Fedor Emelianenko trained in before he became a fucking cage fighter / MMA fighter, aka the greatest MMA fighter of all time. Very bad man. How do I delete my chats?
I used to have an auto mod, but I got rid of it.
Build a cat 666, stealing all the valor. All of the valor. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now,
All right, so continue on with this. We're on what, 7? So we've got roughly 5-ish floors before demise.
oh, you think what is it, like floor 11 or 12? I'm gonna eat it badly.
We've been pretty consistent in dying around the double digit. Can we find something floors?
Okay, so now we hit floor 8. Look at this bullshit. You hear the roar of battle. So that means there is a dungeon within a dungeon somewhere here that I could fight enemies that might kill me, but it's gonna give me a lot of loot and a lot of experience. But I have to find it before the entrance to it closes. Check out Monoxus and Stained Haynes at youtube.com/718TV and subscribe while you're there. Follow us on Twitter for occasional laughs and insights. Better than occasional laughs and insights. This guy's fucking funnier than 97% of Twitter. 97% of Twitter is like disgusting garbage, nonsense, fetid, self-perpetuating, rearranged words that any Mad Libs can put up together anywhere. Like, man, 97% of Twitter is just like self-mocking, ironically unaware garbage. And Monoxus is funnier than 97% of Twitter, all right? So first of all, I'm going to try to get to that sound of battle, but Monoxus is doing technical difficulty, please stand bys. That's what he's doing. All right. All right. So listen, the Discord link will get fixed eventually, all right? The very bad man chimes in going, Twitter causes mind damage. Oh man. Okay, listen. You know what I would like to hear? All right. You have been on Twitter for just like the equivalent of 17 minutes. All right. What's it like using Twitter?
Um, Twitter's kind of boring. I thought there'd be more to it, to be honest. I thought it would be like for the few people that like post cool shit. It's kind of fun, but I guess like I'm also spoiled from social media in general. It's people just like as you put it, like rubbing the keyboard and going "Nyeh," and saying things, and it's just like there's nothing to gain from Twitter most of the time. Oh, did you find that dungeon?
Yes, we found that dungeon, but I think part of the problem is like there are some accounts out there that you can be following which do post like gold on the regular, which is why they have a gajillion followers. Or sometimes it's like you only have like 13 followers and you're the best Twitter account in the world. There are like exactly 97 accounts like that operating at any given moment on Twitter. Remember that.
Yeah. So like for me anyway, Twitter's just like a bunch of people word vomiting, and sometimes it's good, most of the time it's shit. And like this is also my personal like Twitter echo chamber where like I'm only seeing the people I care about. I can only imagine somebody on Twitter who actually like has verified check marks by the dozens, if not hundreds, in their follow, unfollow, or followed and like follow back list, where you're just seeing like at that point it's a Facebook feed of just like shit you don't care about, and you have to just like go through it. You know what I mean? Like Twitter's kind of nice right now because I have like a small group of people I care about looking at, but I can only imagine that the second you get like a big Twitter following or even like a big group to actually look at, you just you're drowning in fucking garbage. Like how these big content creators even manage a Twitter, if they do, I imagine most of them just outsource it to a fucking like intern somewhere, or they check in like once a day and they just post something and they don't even fucking look at it. Like that's the way to do it. Like that's the best way to fucking play Twitter. Pop in, post some shit, and be like, I'm done for the day. I'm not fucking looking at this. I have no interest in reading people's fucking garbage because most of it's fucking trash. It's not worth looking at. Like I said, there's a few people I've followed that it's like they say some cool shit every once in a while, so I'll give them credit where credit's due.
So we just killed an orc knight, and I know you sometimes espouse that the virtues of playing a Minotaur Berserker is like, red lethal enemy. All right. So um, there's a lot of potions and a lot of scrolls. Wow, this dungeon in a dungeon ain't so bad. So what I did was I summoned an ogre, and then I went berserk, and then I planted my axe in the face of that fucking orc knight.
You did the thing that you always do when there's a problem.
So there's still some more of this dungeon to explore, but I would like to point out, like, we're going to need the help from chat because now we got potions to identify.
Yeah, the artificial sweetener version of I assume that human interaction. Yeah, no, it's exactly that. It's just because no one talks like they do. I'm not gonna fucking like. Why don't I ban you? It doesn't make no sense. You have no reason to get banned. In fact, now that you want to get banned, like even if you did something bannable, I'm not gonna ban you. It's funnier that way. But yeah, artificial sweetener, social media, kind of fucking checks out.
Did you see how I summoned two two-headed ogres and cleared out a room with a orc warlord?
No, I was busy ranting about Twitter while you were just beating the shit out of things in this like mystery floor. Is this the one you've been looking for this whole time?
No, this is not the entrance to the orcish mines.
Okay, so this is just some random a Bailey. Is that what it says?
You know how it was like you hear a distant archway melting, you hear the hiss of flowing sand. This was you hear the roar of battle. Where we are actually, that's actually a really good point. Let the ladies and jerks at home take a look at this place, a Bailey. What the fuck is that, ladies and gentlemen?
Mini dungeon, right? That's the idea. It's like a dungeon in a dungeon. So you walked out with scrolls and potions. How about gear wise? Have you upgraded at all?
Nothing yet.
So you're walking out of here with miscellaneous side gear, correct?
Now let's take a look at this. We're gonna
You have mad rings.
We have 2 scrolls of identify, which honestly, we have to take a look at this amulet. All right, an amulet of the acrobat. Ooh, I could use that.
Yeah, fuck that. Acrobat's kind of busted.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, look at my evasion. All right, now hang on. So first of all, here's my evasion. It's 7. If I'm just doing my thing and taking a swing at anything, it's 7. But now if I'm moving, it's a lot more than 7. You see that? Whee! All right. So here we are. Now, we have one more scroll of identify, if I'm not mistaken. Okay? So here we have. Ladies and jerks at home, what are we identifying? All right? The very bad man. Can I get a ban, please?
I already said no. He's not getting banned.
It's like the artificial sweetener version of human evolution. Well, Monoxys was discussing it earlier, but you know what? There are pros and cons to it, and it is an unfortunate double-edged sword that we have been provided. You. All right, Bill the cat, let us see what you is.
Oh, magic mapping's not bad. That gives us a full floor, correct?
Yes. That identifies a whole floor. We can use that. That is important. Thank you, Bill the cat.
You've done nothing to get banned except ask to get banned? No. You don't just get to get a ban. You gotta earn a ban.
All right, so now we're back to floor 8, which means we can find either an entrance to the lair, an entrance to the Orcish mines, which will never happen, and this is where we have to start paying attention. This is where things get serious. All right.
Yeah. So floor 8 up is where you can start getting fucking killed. Realistically, as far as our streams have gone thus far.
Insofar as playing a Minotaur Berserker and not playing a caster or any other combination that is possible in this game.
Yeah. So, I mean, realistically, I think we've pretty consistently made it past. I think it's like floor 11 is like where we start to see some difficulty, and then 12 and on is when it starts to get like, I mean, like Dagger of Distortion into the Abyss levels of bad. So like eight's not a big deal, and then Maggie just gets eaten alive. Yeah, Maggie shows up and is like, "Yo, what's up? I'm Maggie," and you're like, "And you axe."
What's up? I'm Maggie. I have a scimitar of flame.
Yeah, flaming weapon. Good fucking job. Oh, dragon scales.
Let's take a look at this. See what this is. So, if I were a troll berserker, this would be payday. Because trolls, like ogres and all large creatures, cannot wear most forms of armor. But scales of a dragon are like small to large can wear it. Let's see what this does for us. We have 13 AC. What do we have when we equip it? We have 7 AC, but we have 11 evasion. So I'm not looking at that right now.
That seems kind of ass compared to like plate armor, like because like the amulet of the acrobat makes your evasion great when you keep moving.
If I'm moving, yes. If I'm moving. So first we're going to get that boon because they're going to come in numbers, but I'm wielding an axe. So even if they try to scoot out to that little, like, and I know that, so you see that yak, you have to be very careful for yaks, all right? So even though these, like, fucking pigs, they showed up here, they tried to clobber me, but I'm wearing, like, an axe. It allows me to attack all sorts of nonsense like this, all right? So, the Steam Dragon scales, if I were a Troll Berserker, would be absolutely fantastic. And here's an entrance to the lair. But I am a Minotaur Berserker, which means I could wear armor, unlike large people who can't wear most forms of armor. All right.
So you have a lair entrance. Are you gonna take it?
First, let me clear out this floor, and then I have to weigh out my options because the lair, like, you don't fuck around the lair. It is like sometimes it's 20 times worse than the fucking entrance to the Orcish mines, which it is important. We have to get there. All right. It's one of the few ways to progress this game properly. Without it, we're going to, like, listen, we could conquer Myanmar itself, but we will never find an entrance to the Orcish mines.
Why is he down in this dungeon? Because he's trying to get a fucking orb.
All right, so I'm in this dungeon to find an orb within a dungeon within a dungeon that's in another dungeon that's deep way down inside this dungeon than I'm in right now. There's an orb. Then I have to bring it back. That's why we're here. And every once in a while, I will fight the ghost of someone who had just recently died playing this game. And they sometimes appear in their own little prison, and you open the translucent doors and you fight. Orb.
Yeah, that's it, yo. Orb.
There you go. That's all. Listen, he's got that orb life. Let's do this. So now we're in floor 8. Uh-oh, an ice beast and a basilisk. Let's get that boon. Eat the peanuts out of my shit. And I'm wielding an axe. That's right. I laughed around him to show to a certain dominance. You saw that? You can all eat. All right. I'll eat the peanuts out of my shit.
Damn, you have mad gold right now.
Well,
And you've not seen like a single shop.
Right. This is the same game that can. Once upon a time, this game gave me a manual of shields. And then I went 13 floors not finding a shield, and I died. That's how this game is. I've got enough money to put one of these shopkeepers' kids through fucking college, and I ain't find a fucking shop yet. So, hey, a fucking shop.
Hey, complain and you will receive. It always works.
So, I could get boots. All right. Even though it will only give us one. You see, we can then use a scroll if it is enchant armor and make it even better. Oh shit! Joseph, a mercenary, comes into view. He is wielding a +0 quarterstaff and wearing a +0 leather armor of poison resistance. Well, it's a good thing we don't have fucking poison. All right, this shit. All right, so we're gonna have to. We're not gonna take any chance.
You're going to put an axe in his head. He's going to die.
I'm gonna summon an ogre, and then we're gonna run up on him, and then kill all the whites, and then go berserk, and then kill all the whites. Okay.
So you murdered Joseph and his army of whites.
And then we're gonna. Okay, good. And then if there are more whites, I think we know what to do. But we have to only do what's right, so we can get that orb. All right. Kill all whites. Uh-oh. Berserk. Goodbye, white. You see that? Hold on. That's right, the very bad man. Carl Jung did say that. You know what Carl Jung said? Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. That's also what Carl Jung said.
I can't believe that shop ended up with having nothing in it.
It had boots.
No, it had booties, but they're not like red booties. Like you got jank on that fucking shop. Considering the amount of gold you've like stockpiled, you got shit on.
If and when we reach the Dwarven Mines, which will never happen, there is a lot of gold in there too, and there are 4 stores in there, and if you're lucky, one store is selling what you fucking need. That's part of what makes the Dwarven Mines so enchanting.
No, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get to floor 12 and die.
We might. Ladies and gentlemen in chat, let's see. First of all, let's put on these boots. Ah, we've got red booties! Whee!
There you go, booties time.
All right, now, we have scrolls of identify. Would you like to give us a hand? We have, dark potions, bubbling purple potions. Okay, none of these are people. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen in chat, what do we identify? All right, we have scrolls, we have potions. What should we take a look at?
Could be identified, so they could be like identifiable.
Here we go.
There you go. Pick your identify. I mean, the letters on the side, same rule as last time. You can, most orb-like object on hand. Okay, so hold on now. Is a ring more orb-like than a potion bottle?
Come on, the very bad man. Ring or potion? You phoned it in. Which one?
Ring or potion? What's more orb-like?
No.
No, it's one or the other. We don't have orbs we can identify. Or you can pick a thing by all means. Like,
you clearly have more than our attention. You have our curiosity. A ring is the opposite of an orb. So which potion? Come on, the very bad man. You first, now you have our attention, and then you had our curiosity earlier. You've got to pick something. Pick a potion. I'd say potion. Well, which potion? Come on. You really are a very bad man. He's not fucking around.
Before he types anything, the most round color you see. I don't know. Like,
Dark, bubbling, purple, or
dark. Dark potions. Those don't seem safe. And they're fucking useless.
He really is a very bad man.
Good. You actually did pick the worst. I mean, like, presumably the worst. How many more identifies do we have? Alright. I mean, like, you know my fucking... I mean, like, I would go with either a piece of jewelry or the scroll that has 3.
Does anyone have any objection to Monoxis's economist-friendly take on 3 scrolls of Uso Wu Tequik? Does anyone have any beef with that?
No one's got beef with that. They're all just lurking and hanging out and listening. You pick those goddamn 3 scrolls. Because then we have 3 of them we can use. And if they're garbage, we just wasted identify, but we know not to pick those up again.
Now listen, wait, the very bad man, I would like to argue that a rolled-up scroll looks very orb-like if you were to look at it, depending on your perspective.
It's more of a cylinder.
It's like this. When you roll up fucking... shit, I wish I had a flyer. Damn. Come on, the very bad man. What are we identifying?
Nah, Badman's just trying to play fucking orb games.
Just have to point that out. Aha! Alright, so, very bad man. 3 scrolls, 2 scrolls. What do you want? You pick. We've got 2 scrolls and we've got 3 scrolls. What do you want, very bad man?
Or 1 scroll for the lulz.
It's up to you.
See? Nah, see? There you go.
Scrolls of blinking.
That shit's gonna
Ooh.
come in handy too.
All right, that's gonna be very handy when we're up to our neck and murder directed at us.
Like, even, like, very bad man's like, no, the economy of it is you have 3 of them. Find out what they do. And it turns out they're fucking blinking. Like, that's gonna save your life.
Now, I would like to point out, now, if everyone is willing to fucking play ball with me here, so I have some jewelry. Now, I'm not gonna give up that amulet of acrobat right now, but I have 2 rings, and I have scrolls of remove curse, which mean, Whisper the Great, muchos gracias. Whisper, if you're here, which ring do we pick? So if it's bad, I could bail out with a scroll of remove curse. Help us out here, homie.
He's baiting you, Whisper. He's gonna put both those rings on because we have 3 remove curses and 2 rings.
You're not wrong.
X! Jade ring. Jade ring first.
All right, jade ring first. A +6 ring of strength. All right, now hang on. Fucking 3. What is the 3 he discusses?
saying the 3 scrolls is the most
Oh, Mr. fucking very bad man, a.k.a. Atticus Rex over here. Lawyer, magical item, a specialist at hand in his seersucker suit going, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I would like to point out that 3 is the most circulus number in the absence of 0. And then the ladies and gentlemen of the jury is like, oh. Like, that's very bad man.
Would it not be 8? As it is double circular?
We got no 8s.
I'm just saying, 8, maybe. Either way, you should probably try on both those pieces of gear just to see what they do.
So Whisper comes in like a fucking thief in the night. Now we're wearing a +6 ring. I'm not going to argue against that. That's actually going to help us out fucking tremendously. Planting this +0 war axe between the eyes of those that stand between us and the orb.
Yeah, you're right. From 1 to 3, 3 is definitely up there.
So let's put on
Just put on the... You have 3 remove curses. Fucking... Yeah. You can just try them all out. It's fucking trash, and it's gone. No other necklace.
I don't want to put that necklace on because
You have more remove curse scrolls. You can just drop it if it's garbage, right? Okay, so what does faith do?
So, the amulet will drain some of your divine favor when removed. Okay. So, now we have to make this count because, like, this is excellent because I earn faith incredibly quickly, but I give up the amulet of acrobat like shenanigans, However, I will be earning favor of Trog much more quickly, so I am willing to take this because currently, um, summoning two-headed ogres to deal with my bullshit, that is not something I want to give up right now. And even though I can dodge, I'm putting skill points into axes so I can put this axe between the eyes of everything that stands between me and this goddamn orb. Alright? Because this is one gentlemanly run. We can't fuck this up, okay, ladies and gentlemen? That's why we need your help, okay?
This is also why we have to prepare ahead of time and be like, oh, we're doing one run of fucking Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We need like fucking 3 hours. Can we trust Trog? I'm sorry. Hold on. Show the name. Show the name. Do you think Venus the Cleaver, Minotaur of Trog, with 6 divine ranks, can't trust Trog?
You heard it here, folks. Can he trust Trog or can he not trust Trog?
The only thing we can trust is Trog and that axe that we have. And maybe Stained Haines, the man controlling the axe swings.
So let's see if Trog comes through, all right? Because there's going to be a point where I have to summon homies to do my bidding because we're going to be neck deep in people that don't want me to pick that orb up.
Yeah, Venus is doing really well with that axe and the killing and the bloodshed and the, only having one goal in life. Just murder.
As a Minotaur of Trog. Because you see, now, okay, hang on. Venus, the Severer, for you see, it is Venus who I am piloting and commanding to take care of this unduly mess. Having to fucking rescue. Really?
Now, mind you, that because those titles are a clear. They set the stage for rewards you can get, correct, from Drug.
Yeah.
So as you saw, we went from what, Cleaver. We're now the Severer. It's only a matter of time before Trog starts handing us plus 10 axes.
Soon. Stain might snap at any moment. But you know what? I might have an aneurysm because suddenly something will come and swat me in one hit and the game will be over and then I'll have a stroke. So you're not wrong, the very bad man.
No, once the game's over, that's it. That's the end of the stream for today. You got your gentleman stream and it's going on. I mean, I'm not complaining, just to be clear. But
No, not at all. I'm just.
I don't think he's gonna snap. He'll be fine.
This can go either way. And a file of floods. We'll get to that. That it's a magical item, and again that whole evocation bit, and I can get to that later, but we're not using that now. So, okay, that is a potion of mutation.
I can't remember how to ban you. Pretty sure I can just go into my. You know what? I'm not getting baited.
All right, listen. I think the very bad man is trying to distinguish himself from the vast, nameless, faceless armies of very bad men out there in meat space and online, and the very bad man is trying to distinguish himself from that group. All right. In the meantime, okay. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, when I get to axes, 16 with a war axe in my possession, I am exuding the absolute minimum necessity, physical movement to swing that axe. From there, ideally it becomes compounded and I could swing this axe more than once. Alright? So from here, the run will be slightly in our favor. And again, we're going to be identifying nonsense. We need your help. Your help!
So wait, one more level, right? And then that's it. Axes are done being leveled up.
Well, I might find a broad axe, and then that has to fix. But in the meantime, yes.
The hell was that? A condenser vein? The fuck does that do?
A magical device that condenses ambient energy into various destructive clouds. When evoked, these clouds form around hostile monsters near the user. The lethality of these clouds increase with evocation skills. At low power, it will create noxious fumes, and as the power increases, this gives way to roaring flames, freezing vapors, and poisoning gas. At the highest tier, the power storm clouds, acidic fog, and clouds of negative energy become available. Once activated, yada yada yada. You found it on level 10 of the dungeon. So, we can still use it.
Sure. Oh, you just want to just read scrolls now?
some of these scrolls we're not going to need. Trust me.
I mean, I can pick one. The two. It's the one of the twos.
We can use that. That's actually very.
So read the other two while you're at it.
Wait. Scroll of identify.
Identify the two.
Okay.
Okay. What does acquirement do?
All right. So if there's ever a time to start playing the sound effect of The Price is Right, it's going to be now. All right. You want to see some fantastic bullshit, Monoxus? Scroll of acquirement. Read.
I'll keep that in mind, very bad man.
Also, if you do upload this, you should cut that part out about my job and stuff. Okay, we're just going to censor it and say that you work for the Hungarian Mafia, right? So, we can either have a +2 hat of See Invisible, 681 gold pieces, a +1 Executioner's Axe of Flaming, or a Manual of Bows. So we're going to take the hat, all right? That? Yes, because it's +2 to armor class. We're also going to See Invisible, you know, in case there's some phantom bullshit or a caster decides to get cute. You know what I mean? Okay. Especially if that caster has a dagger of distortion. Because what's up with wizards holding daggers when like shit goes down? You know what I mean? So we're gonna take the hat. Yes. And then we're gonna wear the hat. Well, the hat is laid at our feet like we're fucking Anton Chigurh. All right. And then we equip the hat. And now we have 16 armor class instead of our usual womp womp. You see that? So now we're gonna read the next scroll requirement, ladies and jerks, because this is an unfounded boon. So what do we got? Ooh, okay. Now this is where shit gets wild. Okay. One of two things we can do. Right. Number one, there's a cloak, and it gives us. Let's find out. Let's examine this really carefully. It affects your willpower, your defense against some magical effects. It affects your dexterity +4. It makes you more stealthy. And it's a +2 cloak. The +2 cloak of Mosh. However, the Manual of Fighting, which means we do damage, we gain more HP per level. We have all around like combat reflexes, things like that nature. It is a unnecessarily unfair advantage, really, because but then gear. So where do we go?
Can you get a manual of fighting out?
Yes, you can. Getting a manual of anything is just like what is easier?
Like what's more likely to stumble upon?
A manual of anything or a cloak of anything?
Yeah.
A cloak is much easier to stumble upon.
Why would you not take the rare item? Yeah, of course. If it's the rare item, like you might as well.
It's much rarer than a fucking cloak. Okay. So now, when we get to Axis 16, we're going into fighting, and you already see that. As a Minotaur, we have a bonus of +2 to fight.
+4.
So first of all, let us hold on to our butts and get axes in order. All right, ladies and jerks. And then we get the fighting, and then the magic happens. So we get a boon, and all of your shit is null and void, because when you boon, among other things, you get health regeneration.
I'm just surprised, like you were. I mean, this run's going pretty fucking well, all things considered.
And now you jinxed it.
Nah. I already said floor 12 where you're gonna die, so.
You might not be wrong.
I opened with you're gonna die on the 12th floor, so how much more can I jinx it than calling your death?
You're not wrong. Ooh, here come the whites.
Kill all the fucking whites. Fuck those whites.
Boon and berserk, and we're not curing. And praise be to God.
Nobody likes the whites.
Oh, now we're here in a potion store. We can use this.
I mean, heal wounds seems like a must buy.
Oh, right. The whites sneak up when you least expect it. They're the worst.
Yeah, you just gotta kill the white. So yeah. So heal wounds, I think makes the most sense, right? You got that already?
Right. So we already have heal wounds, potion of experience. Now, what is sometimes helpful is to buy potions that you don't have identified. So if we have any existing potions of ambrosia, we're gonna get them. All right. So let us first buy this. Click yes. Let's see what we have yet to identify. All right. There's one purple potion. All right. And it can't possibly be a potion of mutation. So let's just see what the fuck this is, okay? It is a potion of attraction. You feel attracted to monsters. You feel yourself speed up. Okay, let's find some monsters to beat up. And then we'll get back to that fucking potion store, okay?
Right, because there were some things there that you still haven't gotten, even with that in mind.
You feel less attracted to monsters. Time to go on.
That was very quick. You were attractive and gone, just like in real life.
So we're going to get a potion of might and 2 potions of haste. Because, listen, the potion of haste that Whisper put us onto, oh man, I can't wait to use a potion of haste and then put the axe between the eyes of the enemies, between the orb and eye, even faster than normal. All right, Whisper? So, gracias por mirando y gracias por esas palabras. Que esta lo inspiración a poner eso adentro los ojos de gente, adentro de nosotros. Y es un círculo que usted se llama en inglés orb.
Do you hear that nonsense outside? It's like just fucking people blasting music in the parking lot. Like hanging out.
Nature is healing.
Yeah, totally. Just fucking over here anyway, like 9 o'clock at night. Just fucking listen to music in the parking lot in a residential area. Go fuck yourselves.
That fucking Cyclops hurled a boulder at me. You see here a large rock.
Does he actually just throw a boulder and you can just fucking like pick it up?
Well, if you have, all right, so let's say you're a troll berserker and you obviously can't trust in fucking wands and shit like that. So the next best thing is to throw large rocks. And if you're a troll, if you're large, they're like regular rocks to you. And then in fucking you put levels and throw, then you could throw large rocks like rocks, and it's very unfair. Okay. But a troll berserker, as we've seen, that's a whole different beast than fucking minotaur berserker. All right. So.
Wow. I have people trying to contact me. Look at me being rude on stream.
Maybe what they were getting themselves into.
Oh, never mind. It's just people complaining about their day. That doesn't matter to me. I gotta get the fuck off Twitter. I can sit here and just read people's dumb shit all night.
Oh, Twitter, one of the best time sinks on earth. Are you kidding me? Ooh, a +2 hand axe of flaming, and that is better than the +0 war axe that we have. So we're going to be picking that up, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Yo, Haynes, I got my Trump bucks.
For real?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
There you go. Round 1 of Trump bucks in the bag.
I got it. So,
You know what that means, right?
the mic.
It means I get to buy more junk we don't need.
Oh, God bless America. All right, Monoxus, what do we identify?
Me? Yo, anybody in chat, beat me to it. Pick a scroll. If not, I'm going to go with V. Because, I don't know. V sounds pretty fucking good. Oh, that's a capital G, though. That seems pretty fucking solid. Yeah, there's not a lot of capitals in this game. Capital G seems like the way to go. All right, capital G is the closest thing to being round, right?
Well, I don't know. Is the dot at the top of the I the roundest one of all?
That's fair. Is the dot rounder than the G?
You need to let us know. The very best.
Although I see V or N. I was saying V first.
All right. Well, no.
We can't ignore sauerkraut.
We gotta, okay.
Sauerkraut was there first. Chat don't lie. We're going V. V or N, and I was saying, yo, it's V or G. So V.
Scroll of brand weapon. Ooh.
Is that the one that buffs weapon?
Yes. Now here's no. This is the scroll that changes. Like
What does the situation call for? Very bad, man. And don't ask for a Ben.
this is. Okay. Now, we could do one of two things. We can either
I'm not banning you. That's it. You're at this point. I'm convinced that like I'm gonna have to let you get away with murder in the stream, just for the sake of like not banning you.
You're gonna have to commit war crimes. Okay, the very bad man. We can do one of two things. We can either change the +2 hand axe of flaming to a +2 hand axe of something else, or we can put the +0 war axe into a like basically brand weapon. It gives a non-enchanted weapon an enchantment, and it gives an already enchanted weapon a different enchantment. That's how it works.
You're very bad man. Why do you? All right. So aside from that, like anybody in chat, do we make the war axe correct, a plus war axe, or do we make the hand axe of flaming bigger? Make that decision first. Also, very bad man. Explain why you'd like to be banned, because I'm super confused as to why banning is on your fucking like bucket list from this Twitch chat. Here, hold this. I'm gonna get the cat to stop being a dick.
Axes is up to 16, so we're going to put everything else into fighting. I should have been paying attention to this earlier, but that is fine. So now, let us find things to swing this axe at and to gain XP in fighting, because we have the manual of fighting. And this is just going to be fantastic. Man, Business Cat has just been fucking unruly ever since the fucking Chinese long herpes ruined everything. Ah! Here is here's a staircase to the Orcish mines here. Yes. There's finally one. Alright, no, we're at dungeon level 11.
You can't die yet because you're dying on 12. So congratulations, you finally got the Orcish mines, and you should enjoy them because on the next floor you're a dead man.
Yeah, that might be the case.
Just, call as I season.
First,
What's up, cat? You want to get up here? Come on. I'm not picking you up. You gotta fucking start learning to jump on things. Come on. All right, you fucking lazy, fat piece of shit. What? I can't call my cat fat and lazy, or are you talking about the game stuff?
I just remember, you should chime in. Hold on, first you gotta get the troll between me and the enemy. And then, there you go, troll. And that troll just fucking took that Cyclops to the face. Did you see that? And then the troll has health regeneration, and he's following me. And that's one of the upsides of having that fucking Amulet of Faith. You see that? You can just summon your fucking homies. Ooh, the Phantom Mirror. This is important, okay? The Phantom Mirror. I'm gonna go get smokes and give that one a think. All right, the very bad man. You're gonna have to get back up. Like, listen, I hope you're not like every missing father who's all like, I'm gonna go outside for a pack of smokes, and they never like fucking like come back. Like every fucking deadbeat dad on earth. You better not be that, the very bad man. Although he is a very bad man, so like if he is, like,
The very bad man's been trying to get banned since he got into the fucking chat, and I don't know why. And then when I was like, "Yo, why do you want to get banned?" He's like, "I have to think about it."
so the Phantom Mirror allows you to make a clone of any enemy that you encounter. Meaning, let's say if you're fighting some sort of like horrific end game boss fight, and oh god, what do I do? And it's something like, let's say, if one of the dungeons within the dungeon, all right, finance cat, just fucking stop, all right? Let's say if one of the dungeons within the dungeon is a swamp. At the very end of the swamp is basically like the King Hydra, and it's a 27-headed Hydra. Good luck. There's very little in the game you could do against something like that. One thing you can do is you can use the Phantom Mirror and create a twin King Hydra. And then as your King Hydra is beating up on the King Hydra, you jump in, and then you kill the King Hydra. It's the strongest non-boss named NPC enemy in the game. So that's what the Phantom Mirror is for. So, alright, listen, if you want to see Cat Cam, you can listen keep it. Alright?
Don't push that. Well, because the cat doesn't want to fucking play around with cat cam. The cat wants to do its own thing. I mean, we'd have to force him to be in cat cam, to be honest, at this point.
Fair enough. Alright, I don't want to do anything against Business Cat's will. I don't want to infringe on Business Cat's life, liberty, or pursuit of justice. Or hang on. First, we're going to get the goon, and then we have to. Oh, and that's it. Good night, everybody.
Damn.
We died in. We didn't die. You know what? We found an entrance to the Orcish mines, and then it all went to hell because of a tyrant leech. Damn. So you know what? As much as I want to blame this as on Business Cat, I can't. I can only blame it on the folly and the hubris of man, and that falls upon me, ladies and gentlemen. So thus conclude. Ooh, a lindworm. A lindworm was just fucking ruining my shit as well. You see this? I should have been paying attention. All right. Well, thus and there goes the course of the mutation. Sorry, ladies and jerks.
We tried. You tried.
All right.
I was wrong. I said 12. You got the Orchid mine, though. Fucking got there.
Finally, once. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup run. There was only going to be one. Muchos gracias, Sour Scroat. Get leached. All right. Hold on. Now, hang on. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, have a pleasant evening. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you all for being you, all right? Muchas gracias por tu consideración. Necesito poner eso.
Just anyway, thanks for hanging out. Saturday seems to be when more people are free, so I might be back tomorrow. I'll be fucking around playing something. You're more than welcome to come hang out. If not, I'm just gonna dick around on some games, and we're gonna figure out the next week. And hopefully by then our audio will not be this fucking back and forth shit. But anyway, like he said, have a good night, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you soon.